Time now for Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on WOCO Stereo FM.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine.
Today's game being brought to you by 24/7 Well and Pump, Islandfeld, Saskatchewan, and Anderson, the NW Credit Union, O'Connell Pharmacy, the O'Connell Falls Insurance, Stevenson National Bank and Trust, and with Piggly Wiggly, also by America Inn, Brew Pub Pizza, Cellcom, Tri-City Glass, and Triangle Distributing.
Hello and welcome to the Bullfrogs pregame show on the WOCO Sports Stream. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, and welcome to Joe Annie Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The Bullfrogs coming off a victory last night against the Lakeshore Chinooks, a much-needed victory at that as well. The Bullfrogs coming into last night's game were on a 6-game losing streak and had lost their past 5 games in really some tough ways. They would have the tying run either on base or at the plate in all 5 of their past 5 previous losses. So the win last night for the Bullfrogs, very important for the Frogs just to kind of get on that winning side of the win-loss column, as the Bullfrogs were last in the Northwood South Division after a rough start to the season. The Bullfrogs here again are set to face the Lakeshore Chinooks for the second game of this series against the Chinooks, a home series. The Green Bay Bullfrogs won last night 4-2. Michael Bolke would get the win for the Frogs. I was able to meet up with him before the game to talk about last night's victory and, of course, what went well for him in his transition from the North Division to the South Division. So stay tuned for the second half of the pregame show for that, and we will give you your lineup for today's games. Rochester Honkers are in Waterloo taking on the Bucks. The Kalamazoo Growlers are in Rockford taking on the Rivets. They lead 1-0 in the top of the second. The Growlers currently on a 5-game winning streak. They're 5-0 on the second half of the season after finishing last in the Northwoods League for the first half of the year. The Duluth Huskies have a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the first over the Eau Claire Express. The Battle Creek Bombers have traveled to Wausau to take on the Woodchucks. The Madison Mallards are in Fond du Lac taking on the Dock Spiders. The Thunder Bay Border Cats are in Wilmer taking on the Stingers. Mankato Moondogs are in La Crosse taking on the Loggers. The St. Cloud Rocks are in Bismarck taking on the Larks. And the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors game against the Kenosha Kingfish today has been postponed. We're going to step aside for the national anthem. We'll come back and give you your starting lineups for both teams and, of course, the pregame show with winning pitcher last night for the Bullfrogs, Michael Bolke. Stay tuned.
At 24/7 Well and Pump Service, we mean just that. Water will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407. And a licensed professional will come out to your site, whether it is a water system installation, repair, well inspection, or install underground water lines. They'll be there. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407. We're in the O'Connell Falls area Yellow Pages. 24/7 Well and Pump Service, Fireside Road, O'Connell Falls.
Do you feel like you're paying too much for your medication? Stop in at O'Connell Pharmacy and see our pharmacist, Ron Poom, about our cost minimization program. We can save you some money. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
Wisconsin law requires all youth athletic organizations to educate coaches, athletes, and parents on the risks of concussions and head injuries. The law prohibits participation in a youth activity until the athlete and parents have signed an agreement sheet indicating they have reviewed concussion and head injury information materials. The Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction has published the Sideline to Safety Guidelines for Youth Athletic Organizations. Visit the WIAA website to learn more at www.wiaawi.org.
Hello and welcome back to Joe Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Nolan Knight here, and welcome to the Bullfrogs pregame show. Your starting lineup for the Green Bay Bullfrogs and the Lakeshore Chinooks will be announced right after this interview with Michael Bolke is played. Of course, I was able to meet up with Michael Bolke before the game to talk about his win last night for the Bullfrogs. Listen in. The pitcher for the Bullfrogs, Michael Bolke. Michael, last night you got the W for the Frogs. How'd it go?
It went well. It was really fun and threw a lot of strikes, and the defense made a lot of great plays behind me.
Last night, the Bullfrogs, of course, with 4 double plays in the 4-2 victory. Michael, you're a guy that at the start of the season, you were playing for the Thunder Bay Border Cats of the North Division all the way up in Canada. So what's it like to come down to the South Division and play for the Bullfrogs?
I will say it's a lot nicer to be playing here in Green Bay. A lot of it has to do with just the travel. All the games are a lot closer. But also with Thunder Bay, I didn't have a host family, so having one here is just really nice, having a place to come home to.
At Thunder Bay, you pitched in a couple of games. You grabbed a victory up there as well. What was it like going from a temporary contract and then coming to Green Bay and getting a full one?
I would say it's not too much different in terms of like baseball or mentality when playing. You still go out every time and do the best you can and still have as much fun with it as you can. And just with the temp contract, like it's going to expire eventually. So I guess you just got to make the most of it, but you always got to make the most of it anyway. So
you've been here in Green Bay for a couple of weeks now. Of course, last night, grabbed the victory. How do you like your time overall here in Green Bay so far?
I like it a lot. It's a really good time, and it's really nice, like I said before, to not have to travel so much. Like when I was with Thunder Bay, it was just a lot more traveling and having that host family. Really good folks over there. So
awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin here at Joe Stadium. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with first pitch here. Starting pitcher out on the mound for the Green Bay Bullfrogs to start things out is Jonathan Pendergast. Pendergast, the right-handed pitcher out of Pepperdine University on the season for the Bullfrogs, comes into the game with a 5.91 ERA and an 0-4 record. So he's looking for his first win of the season here tonight as the first batter for the Lakeshore Chinooks digs in, Matt Birch. First pitch he sees, 86-mile-per-hour heater, then finds the outside corner, 0-1. Lineup for the Lakeshore Chinooks today, Matt Birch, Joe Duncan, Nick Gatewood all due up in this inning as the 0-1 pitch comes across. That one's in there as well, and the Pepperdine product out on the bump starts the game off on the right foot. He's ahead in the count, 0-1. And then the 4, 5, 6 hitters for the Chinooks, Rylan Thomas, Owen Miller, and Jacob Richardson. 0-2 pitch. Strike 3, a 3-pitch strikeout to start the game for Jonathan Pendergast. His 28th strikeout of the season. It's a backwards K. Matt Birch watched it go by, knees buckling. That will bring up Joe Duncan, the center fielder. And to round out the lineup for the Lakeshore Chinooks will be the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Jack Dunn, TJ Ragusi, and Connor Kimple. First pitch that Joe Duncan sees, the center fielder goes by for a strike, so 4 strikes in a row now from Pendergast. Starting the game off on the right foot here, 0-1. That one just misses wide, however. A nice 78-mile-per-hour changeup there. Pendergast stands in. The Pepperdine University product kicks the leg and sends in the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Joe Duncan digs in for the Chinooks on the season. For Lakeshore, Duncan comes into the game supporting a batting average of .209. Swings at the 1-2 pitch. Fly ball to left. Troy Johnson underneath of it. He's got it. 2 down to start off the game here, and the Bullfrogs trying to continue their magic from last night. Of course, they would win last night's contest against the Lakeshore Chinooks 4-2 in a game that the Frogs needed. The Bullfrogs on a 6-game losing skid going into last night's game. They had been swept by the past 3 teams they had faced off against. And tonight, after getting last night's victory, looking to get their third sweep of the season. Nick Gatewood digs in now for the Lakeshore Chinooks and watches a fastball run wide, a 1-0 count. Nick Gatewood, an all-star for this Lakeshore Chinooks team, and he has played some all-star caliber baseball this summer so far. 1-0 pitch, a curveball wide, so 2-0 count now. Nick Gatewood on the season batting .333. And against the Bullfrogs this year, .417 with a home run and 3 RBIs. Swings at that one, a well-hit grounder right side, gets into the outfield. The first hit of the game for the Lakeshore Chinooks. And you just kind of have to expect that with Nick Gatewood when he digs in. You know he's probably going to get a hit, and sure enough, he does. Watches 2 go by, waits for a pitch he likes, and sends it into right field. A bouncing grounder past the first baseman, Alex Pinner. Pinner probably had an opportunity to try to get a glove on that one, but a hot shot of a grounder gets past him. And it's a base runner at first for the Chinooks. Rylan Thomas, the first baseman, digs in. Swings at the first pitch he sees and fouls it away right side. 0-1, he falls behind. The Frogs would take the early lead against the Chinooks last night and hold on throughout the contest. Darren Kelly came in to get the save, and we saw the first inning of Evan Ivanko last night as well. Both of those pitchers pitching scoreless innings. 0-1 pitch goes across inside for strike 0-2, and the few fans that are here tonight let Pendergast know that they appreciate it. They clap him up after that one. He's throwing strikes tonight, that's for sure. Pendergast stands in, take a breath, and deals one in. Swing and a miss. The second strikeout of the day, all coming here in the first inning. The Bullfrogs get out of the inning, leaving a Nick Gatewood stranded at first. That'll do it for the top of the first. On to the bottom half we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Just like a great coach,
State Farm agents Margie Dahl, Oconto, and Paul Huberty and Lena
can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business,
agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty
can help you find the affordable coverage you need. When your life and goals change,
agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty
will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So for all your insurance needs, call on a winner.
State Farm agents Margie Dahl at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
This is Larry Fitzgerald with Game Day Goal. Tune in to WOCO FM 107.1 Fridays at 6 p.m. to hear me and Eric Nelson discuss the sports topics of the day.
Triangle Distributing is a diversified distributor of high-quality beverages that is focused on providing customer satisfaction, service with well-trained personnel that drives the market through teamwork, goals, and strong relationships. Hello and welcome back to Joanne Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Bottom of the first about to get underway. The Bullfrogs put a 0 up on the board against the Chinooks to start off the game. 2 strikeouts for the starter for the Bullfrogs, Jonathan Pendergast. Getting the start out on the bump for the Lakeshore Chinooks is Zach Spears. Zach Spears, his 6th start of the season today. In 27 innings pitched, he has 27 strikeouts and a 1-1 record, good for 4.00 ERA. The Bullfrogs line up today. It'll be Alonzo Jones, Tanner Poole, Mikey Falia, and the cleanup hitter Troy Johnston, Dan Leckie batting 5th, Alex Pinner batting 6th, and then the 7, 8, 9 hitters Ben Hart, Zach Plunkett, and Richie Tecco. Zach Plunkett behind the plate today, throwing the signs out for the Bullfrogs, and Mikey Falia, the designated hitter tonight for the Frogs. So Alonzo Jones will come in and dig in for the Frogs to start off this first inning. He's been the leadoff hitter for the Frogs all season, and he's done pretty good at it as well. Alonzo Jones comes into the game for the Bullfrogs, supporting a .342 batting average. Very impressive numbers, 11 RBIs, 15 walks, 25 hits, and 7 stolen bases. The switch hitter batting righty here against the left-hander. First pitch he sees, a fastball way wide. Nick Gatewood, the catcher, came and put his mitt on it. and it's a 1-0 count. Zach Spears hitting 89 with that fastball. Sends in the 1-0. That one swung on, grounded right back to Spears, the pitcher, who jogs over to first and underhand tosses it to Ryland Thomas for the first out. One down, and that'll bring up Tanner Poole, the right fielder. Poole on the season for the Bullfrogs comes into the game supporting a .261 batting average. Poole did not play last night for the Bullfrogs. He had a day off. Tonight gets the start in right field. Mississippi State product stands in and watches an 89-mile-per-hour fastball run wide. A 1-0 count. Standing on deck for the Frogs is the designated hitter today, Mikey Falia. As the 2-0 pitch runs inside. And Poole steps out and steps back in. The 2-0 delivery. Another fastball, and that one in the dirt, however. And so Tanner Poole starts off the at-bat ahead, 3 balls and no strikes. Poole, part of that Mississippi State Bulldogs team that made it all the way to the Super Regionals this past season. 3-0 pitch inside. Oh, excuse me, I thought that was ball 4. Tanner Poole did too. I think everyone in the stands did. That call came in a little late. Tanner Poole about halfway over to first before he has to come back. A nice pitch from Spears nonetheless. The 3-1, there's ball 4. Tanner Poole hesitates that time, waiting to see if that one was going to be called a ball. Starts to take a step and then stopped and kind of looked at the umpire. I think giving him a hard time there. But nonetheless, he gets the base on balls, just a pitch late. He stands on over at first now, and Mikey Falia digs in. Falia, the designated hitter out of Irvine, California, plays for UC Irvine as well. The right-handed hitter digs in. Last night for the Frogs went 0 for 3. Watches a fastball run high at the eyes, 1-0. Falia would come around to score in the game as he would get on due to a fielder's choice. On the season, batting .297 for the Frogs. 1-0 pitch. Fastball swung on. Well-hit liner into left center. Tracking back is Joe Duncan, the center fielder, and he makes the grab on the warning track. 2 down.
Now batting for the Bullfrogs, number 2, left fielder.
So 2 away. That'll bring up the left fielder today for the Frogs, Troy Johnston. Johnston out of Gonzaga University, where this past season he would hit .323. The lefty stands in. First pitch to him. 89-mile-per-hour strike wide, a 1-0 count. A scattered crowd here tonight, as you can imagine, on a Monday evening. However, that being said, it's a beautiful day at the ballpark. Throw back to first, and Poole slides back safely. Throw nearly got away from Ryland Thomas there. That could have been dangerous. But some fans have made it out to the game. It's definitely not an empty crowd, just not crowded per se. Johnson awaits 1-0. That's a fastball high and inside. About chest level to Johnston. It's a 2-0 count. Johnson supporting the number 2 jersey for the Frogs tonight. Frogs in their pinstripes with orange numbers. Lakeshore's in their black uniforms, gray pants. 2-0 pitch comes across for a strike right over the plate. 2-1. A change up there from Zach Spears. And Spears, the left-handed pitcher, stands back on. Johnston digs back in, and the 2-1 pitch comes home. Swinging and a miss, evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs on the board, and Tanner Poole over at first after the walk. Troy Johnson last night for the Bullfrogs will get this start in right field and went 2 for 4 with an RBI. The lone Bullfrog to have a multi-hit day. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3, the first strikeout for Zach Spears, and that will do it for the first frame. The Bullfrogs don't get any runs across, and we're all tied up after 1, 0-0. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Attention pizza lovers, have you tried a brewpub pizza? Designed to be the best of the best pub pizzas ever made, every brewpub Lots of Matza pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies and topped with over a half pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas are made right here in Wisconsin. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas are available at your local grocer and tavern. Check Brewpub Pizzas out at facebook.com/brewpubpizza and get more details at brewpubpizza.com. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas, official frozen pizza of the Green Bay Bullfrogs.
Tired of running to the bank for every little check? You can save a trip to the bank with the convenience of mobile check deposit from the Stevenson National Bank and Trust. Snapping a picture with our app is as safe as depositing checks at one of our 7 locations. No more rushing to the bank before closing to make those important deposits. Visit snbt.com to enroll for mobile check deposit today. The Stevenson National Bank and Trust, 101 Bray Lake Way in O'Connell. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Aurora Mayfield Medical Center for all of your health and wellness needs.
Hello and welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Top of the second about to get underway, and due up for the Lakeshore Chinooks will be Owen Miller, Jacob Richardson, and Jack Dunn. Owen Miller, if you haven't heard the name yet in the Northwoods League, you better get used to it. He is off to a phenomenal start this season. The designated hitter on the year, batting 500 in 9 games. That's impressive. You know, you see that 500 number and you think, oh, he's got to just have started the season, probably played 3 games or so. No, this guy's 9 games in. And to boot, Owen Miller has hit for the cycle 2 times this season. Those games coming 1 game apart, as he did it 2 times in 3 days. Only 5 players have ever managed this cycle, and this guy did it twice in 3 games. The right-handed hitter stands in and awaits. First pitch to him, swung on, lined left side, that's fair. Off the glove of Dan Leckie, and it's into left field, and he's going to go for 2 and get there, sliding in. A leadoff double to start the top of the second inning. A liner straight over towards the third base bag. Third baseman Dan Leckie reaches out to try to grab it. It nips off the end of his glove, and Troy Johnson has to jog over to try to get to it in time to prevent the double, but Owen Miller proving his speed here, and he gets over to second. That guy has been impressive so far this season. The Illinois State product just finished up his sophomore season where he would bat .324. He now stands on second, and Jacob Richardson digs in. Richardson, the third baseman tonight, launches a fastball, find the inside corner, 0-1. So 2 hits have been given up by the right-handed pitcher out on the mound for the Bullfrogs, Jonathan Pendergast. Pendergast stands in, an 0-1 count coming, checks the runner at second and deals it in. That's a breaking ball that runs way wide, and the count moves to a ball and a strike. Richardson digs back in after stepping out and readjusting his batting gloves, and Pendergast maneuvers the ball around in his right hand behind his back. Waiting for the sign from Plunkett, now it comes in. He checks the runner at second and deals in the 1-1. An 88-mile-per-hour dart that just misses the zone there. Might have been the fastest pitch we've seen from Pendergast today. He's hitting the high 90s today. Pendergast out of course, Pepperdine University, where he's a normal starter. 2-1 pitch, runs high and inside. And so a 3-1 count now to Jacob Richardson. Jonathan Pendergast, this past season for the Waves, would have a 4-5 record and 11 starts. Posted a 4.34 ERA. Not too shabby. Deals in the 3-1. Swung on, popped up foul. Past the backstop and above the press box here. A full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. No outs on the board. Owen Miller standing over at second. Pendergast back in 2016 would appear in 17 games for a 4.70 ERA. So he's been getting it done all the way back since his freshman season. The payoff pitch. Swung on. That one's fouled back into the backstop. Will remain 3 balls and 2 strikes. Back in high school was an Eastern League MVP pitcher. Of course, Pepperdine in Malibu, California. The California kid out on the bump already has 2 strikeouts on the day, looking for a third here. The payoff runs low in the dirt, and the runner takes off from second. He's going to get to third as the ball 4 got away from Zach Plunkett there. Plunkett drops down to the dirt to try to block it, but it escapes away from it and rolls over towards the dugout of the Bullfrogs. And so because the ball got away from it, it enables Owen Miller at second to move over to third. So runners on the corners now with no outs on the board, and the Bullfrogs on a bit of a bind here early in the second inning. Jack Dunn, the shortstop, now digs in. Solid job by Richardson to work a walk there. Fouled away a couple of balls. Jack Dunn digs in. Pendergast deals. Swing and a miss. 89-mile-per-hour heater there from the Cali boy. And it's an 0-1 count here with no outs on the board and 2 runners on, first and third. Pendergast gives a look over to Jacob Richardson at first, takes a breath and deals the 0-1. Slow grounder to second. Ben Hart has it. The throw to first gets the shore out, and a run comes across for the Lakeshore Chinooks as Owen Miller comes across to score on the ground out. So it'll be an RBI for Jack Dunn. He did just enough with no outs on the board there. All you got to do is make contact with the ball, and you're going to score a run. That's exactly what he does as he grounds out to second. That'll bring up T.J. Ragusi, the left fielder. Ragusi, the left-handed hitter, stands in. Pendergast checks the runner at second and deals. First ball swung on a pop-up in shallow left field. So shallow, in fact, that the shortstop Richie Tecco travels out there and grabs it for the second out. That'll bring up Connor Kimple, the right fielder. That's a tough run to come across for Pendergast there. Of course, he gave up the double, but granted, it was off the glove of the third baseman, Dan Leckie. And then he got over to third because of the fact that a ball got away from the catcher. And it's an easy ground out that scores the run. So Pendergast can't really have that one affect him too much. First pitch that Connor Kimple sees finds the outside corner, and it's an 0-1 count. Forces the pop out to Ragusi, and the 9-hole hitter is now in. Runner in scoring position for the Chinooks, however, as Jacob Richardson stands at second. An 0-1 count. Delivery comes in low and inside, evens it up. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs on the board, runner at second. Pendergast maneuvering his ball around in his hand behind his back, awaiting the signs from his catcher Plunkett. He throws it in, and the delivery comes in. Swung on and missed. Pendergast gets ahead in the count. A ball and 2 strikes here. As the Bullfrogs are trailing the Lakeshore Chinooks 1-0 here in the top of the second inning. Of course, coming off of a victory last night against this team, the Bullfrogs snuck away with a 4-2 win. Michael Bolke would get the win in the contest. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled away right side. Towards the backstop. The count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Darren Kelly would come in during the 9th to get the save and close things out for the Bullfrogs. As Bolke went 7 strong for the Frogs. Could he even came in and pitched the 8th if the coaches really wanted to, but he got in a bit of a bind in that 7th inning, so they elected to take him out. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Oh, excuse me. No, it's not. It was foul tipped. I thought that Zach Plunkett had managed to catch the ball off of the tip, and Chris Sabo is going to come out and have a word with the umpire here, as the third base umpire said that the foul tip hit the dirt and Plunkett scooped it out. If that doesn't happen, give your hat off to Zach Plunkett. He sure is given a nice Academy Award-winning acting here. If it does hit the ground, the third base umpire seems pretty certain that it definitely hit the ground here. And Sabo is irate. I haven't seen him this dramatic, I think, all season. He comes out and gets in the face of the third base umpire, and he's frustrated. He goes back to the dugout, realizing that there's nothing that's going to happen. But he lets him hear it, that's for sure. And Kemple digs back in, staying alive. Pendergast looking for the strikeout here, the 1-2. Swing and a miss. There's the strikeout. And Pendergast, when he steps off the mound, gives a long stare over towards the third base umpire. That'll do it for the top of the second inning. Down to the bottom half we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
American Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Hi folks, this is David from Witt's Piggly Wiggly in Oconto Falls. Are you sick of rising gas prices? Well, at Witt's we have a solution. When you purchase qualified groceries with blue shelf stickers, and there's hundreds throughout our store, you build up discounts for 15 gallons of gas on your club card. Then when you fill up at our Pig Stop pumps, just scan your card and watch the gas price drop. So scan your card, shop the blue stickers, and save money on gas at the Pig in Oconto Falls.
Hello and welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. We are in the bottom of the second inning where the Frogs trail the Lakeshore Chinooks 1-0. The Chinooks would manage a run in the top of that second inning as Owen Miller led off the second with the double and then would be brought in by Jack Dunn. So they take a 1-0 lead here. And the Bullfrogs, they've come back from a 1-0 deficit many a times this season. And they're going to look to do it here early as Dan Leckie, the newcomer to the team, digs in. Dan Leckie, the third baseman today for the Frogs, stands in, swings at the first pitch he sees, fly ball right side into the liney's deck. Foul, 0-1. Dan Leckie last night in his first at-bat as a Bullfrog would manage a hit, however, then would go 0 for 3 in his next 3 at-bats, going 1 for 4 on the day. Right-handed hitter stands in, first pitch after the foul ball comes in, and he fouls that one away, also left side that time. An 0-2 count now. He falls behind. Dan Leckie out of Lafayette College. The right-handed hitter stands about 5'10" or so for the Frogs. He awaits, has a big swing on him. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball wide, a 1-2 count now. Alex Pinner standing on deck for the Bullfrogs as Leckie stands back in and the 1-2 pitch comes in. Fastball swung on and fouled away straight back that time. Leckie chased that one low in the zone but just managed to get the end of the bat on it. And the count will remain a ball and 2 strikes. Spears sends in the 1-2. That one runs wide, and it evens the count 2-2 here. Leckie trying to fight back. A beautiful day at Joe Annie Stadium here. I don't think you could ask for a much better one. The 2-2. That one runs high, a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. About 75 degrees, light breeze. Of course, at the beginning of the season, it seemed like it rained every day, but we've been on a nice streak of dry days. Payoff pitch, swung on and fouled back into the backstop. Count will remain full. Leckie kind of chased after that one as well. If he would have kept his lumber on his shoulder there, he probably would have been over at first with a walk. When he stands back in, he's still alive. Payoff pitch to him, swung on and missed. The second strikeout of the day for Zach Spears. In fact, second in a row as he would close out the first inning with a K against Troy Johnston. Gets Dan Leckie to swing and miss for the first out of the inning, and Alex Pinner will now dig in. The first baseman for the Bullfrogs here recently has been on fire. Alex Pinner in his last 10 games batting over .350. First pitch to him. Swung on. Line drive left side. Base hit for Alex Pinner. He continues his hot hitting at the plate for the Bullfrogs. At the beginning of the year, Alex Pinner was flat out struggling. He was batting below 200 at times. He'd get on a streak here or there to go up to about 240, 250. But here over the past few weeks, Alex Pinner has been flat out impressive. In the past 10 games, batting .387, in his past 5, .467. Some very impressive numbers for the switch hitter that is committed to Mississippi State, and he gets the first hit of the game for the Bullfrogs. He stands over at first with an out on the board. Ben Hart now digs in, watches a fastball go by inside for a ball, a 1-0 count. 1-0 delivery, comes in, swung on and missed. That was a curveball that broke all the way inside low, but Ben Hart chased it down and missed, 1-1. Hart, the second baseman today for the Bullfrogs. Last night went 0 for 4 as the designated hitter. 1-1. Swung on a fly ball into left field. Tracking back is left fielder Ragusi. And he's called off by the center fielder Joe Duncan, who comes over and makes the grab for the second out. Skyrocketed foul ball, or rather fly ball there from Ben Hart. That thing was up there forever. TJ Ragusi got all the way underneath of it. I'm not sure if Joe Duncan was playing with his left fielder there or if maybe Ragusi had a bad read on it, but all of a sudden Ragusi gets out of the way of it and Duncan comes over and makes the grab. And with 2 outs on the board, Zach Plunkett will now dig in. The catcher out of the University of Arkansas digs in on the season, struggling at the plate. In his last 10 games, batting just .125. Did manage a home run 4 nights ago. So a little bit of a hot streak, I guess you could say. Give him a little confidence there. Watches a fastball run high, a 1-0 count now. Last night for the Bullfrogs, Zach Plunkett would go 1 for 4. Managed to run in a strikeout in the contest. 1-0, swung on, line drive right field. Tracking back is right fielder Connor Kimple, and he makes the grab. So that will retire the side. Bullfrogs leave Alex Pinner standing on base, and that will do it for the second inning. On to the third we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960, specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts.
Just like a great coach,
State Farm agents Margie Dolan, Oconto, and Paul Huberty and Lena
can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs, whether it's car, home, life, health, or business.
Agents Margie Dolan and Paul Huberty
can help you find the affordable coverage you need. When your life and goals change,
Agents Margie Dolan and Paul Huberty
will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So for all your insurance needs, call on a winner.
State Farm agents Margie Doll at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
Welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin here at Joanne Stadium. My name is Nolan, voice of the Frogs. Top of the third, about to get underway. It's still Pendergast out on the mound for the Bullfrogs, and due up for the Chinooks is the leadoff man, Matt Birch. On deck, Joe Duncan, and in the hole, Nick Gatewood. Birch's last time up would lead off the game with a backwards K, a 3-pitch strikeout from Pendergast. One of the 3 victims today for Pendergast as he starts off the game hot. First pitch he throws, fastball, finds the zone, 0-1. Of course, he ended out this second inning in a bit of a controversy as a foul ball comes in as the 0-1 pitch is swung on, line drive to second. Throw to first in time, retires Matt Birch as it's a frozen rope to second base bounces one time where Ben Hart grabs it and throws it over to first for the first down. But going back to that strikeout to end the second, it was a foul tip off of the bat of Connor Kimple. Zach Plunkett seemed to have caught it. However, the third base umpire says that it touched the ground, that it was a foul ball, and so he stuck in there for one more pitch. Joe Duncan digs in, an 87-mile-per-hour fastball runs by him high, so a 1-0 count now. And then that next pitch after the controversy, Pendergast would deal in a 90-mile-per-hour heater that Connor Kimple was way behind. And Jonathan Pendergast grabbed his third K of the day as he walks off the mound, gave a look over to that third base umpire that said that it was a foul ball off after the last one. 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Into a 1-2 count now, Pendergast gets ahead. One out on the board. Pendy looking for another K here as Joe Duncan, the center fielder, digs back in. Duncan, the last time up, flew out to left. The 1-2. Did he come around and swing? No, he did not. The 1-2 pitch is a fastball that runs way high and inside. Duncan swings almost defensively to try to block that one from hitting him. It was way in there. However, the bat head did not come around. 2-2 pitch runs away. A breaking ball that gets out of hand there for Pendergast, drops all the way low into the dirt. And it's a full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes and outs on the board. Duncan works his way back to a full count. Pendergast kicks the leg, sends in the payoff. Swung on, fly ball into the infield where Tecco has a read on it. The shortstop gets underneath it, but it makes the grab. 2 away. So that will do it here for Joe Duncan. And it will bring up Nick Gatewood. 2 up, 2 down here to lead off the third. Nick Gatewood, of course, managed a well-hit liner into right field his last time up. We talked about he's an all-star for this Lakeshore Chinooks team. Out of Duluth, Georgia, plays for Georgia State, watches a breaking ball run inside and low, 1-0. Has had some good games against the Bullfrogs this year, batting .417 against the Frogs with a home run and 3 RBIs. 1-0 pitch, swung on, well hit liner into left. Tracking back is Johnson at the warning track, can't make the play. Bounces off the wall, Gatewood going for 2. He's going to get there easily. And it's a stand-up double for Nick Gatewood. There's a reason this kid got named to the All-Star team. 2 for 2 on the day after that fly ball deep into left. Off the bat, it looks like it might be an easy out for the left fielder, Troy Johnston, but Johnson in an absolute dead sprint back to try to put the glove on it. No shot at it. In fact, you look over to him in left field right now, he had his hands on his knees trying to catch his breath after trying to sprint after that one. A great hit for Gatewood. He now stands at second. Ryland Thomas, the first baseman, now digs in for the Chinooks. Watches a ball run by High, a 1-0 count here, with 2 outs on the board and Gatewood in scoring position at second. 1-0 pitch. Swung on, popped up, foul, out of play past the stands as well. Count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike after the foul off. Ryland Thomas out of Central Florida just finished up his freshman season where he would bat .303. Was a freshman All-American second team this past season. 1-1 pitch. Fastball wide. A 2-1 count now with 2 outs on the board. And 14 home runs this past year, which was tied for second most in all of the NCAA. 2-1. Swung on, a well-hit ball deep into center. Tracking back is Jones. Running to his right is Jones. And now the right fielder, Tanner Poole, calls off Jones and makes the grab out there in right center. That will do it for the top of the third. To the bottom half we go. The Bullfrogs leave one stranded at second off of 1 hit. No runs come across. Bullfrogs trail the Lakeshore Chinooks 1-0. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
It's the best time of the year to update your ride. NEW Credit Union's Super Summer Loan Sale. From July 10th to 28th, get super low rates as low as 2.49% annual percentage rate.
To jumpstart the big event, from July 10th to the 16th, you can find your perfect car, truck, or SUV from a selection brought in by trusted local dealers right to our credit union offices in Oconto Falls, Oconto, and Surrey. Compare them side by side, or you can also visit a participating dealer and see their expanded selection.
Call NEW Credit Union for details at 800-924-1250. That's 800-924-1250. Get up to 100% financing during the Super Summer Loan Sale.
Borrower must meet NEW Credit Union membership eligibility and creditworthy requirements. All loans subject to approval. Example of repayment would be a monthly payment of about $17.75 per $1,000 borrowed for 60 months. Federally insured by the NCUA. Super Summer Loan Sale at NEW Credit Union. Get ready to own it!
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin. Here in the bottom of the third inning where the Bullfrogs trail the Lakeshore Chinooks 1-0. Due up for the Frogs here will be the 9-1-2 hitters. So leading things off will be Richie Tecco, the shortstop. Tecco on the season for the Bullfrogs, trying to find his feet here for the Frogs, as coming in the game is batting below 100, just 071. Granted, he's only played in 4 games as a Bullfrog, and so he's gotten 1 hit in about 12 at-bats or so. The shortstop taking the position of Aaron Pleshner, who, of course, you've been following the Bullfrogs this season, was the day in and day out shortstop, but he went back to San Jose State. Richie Tecco watches the fastball run by wide, a 1-0 count. And Tecco's been a nice addition defensively. When a ground ball hits over towards, you don't have to worry about it at all, that's for sure. A very athletic player for the Bullfrogs. Bit deceiving, if you will. Stands about just 5'9". Swings at the 1-1 pitch, a slow grounder to second. To throw to first in time for the first out. Richie Tecco doesn't get much of that one. It's a very slow grounder over to Matt Birch, killing a couple of worms along the way. He picks it up, and it's an easy sidearm throw to Ryland Thomas that grabs the first down. So that'll bring up Alonzo Jones, the center fielder. Jones on the season for the Bullfrogs, batting .342. Has been great this season. On a bit of a skid here recently. In his last 10 games, the switch hitter has struggled. Swings at the first pitch he sees, however, a well-hit fly ball in the left. That drops fair and gets into the corner. Alonzo Jones rounding first, and he's going to have a stand-up double for his first hit of the game. Might have to talk about him being in a slump a little more. Coming into the game in his last 5 was batting just .235. But now 1 for 2 on the day as he manages a double there. Gets a big high five from his first base coach, Mike Ramazzani, who came over to give him his sliding glove. And now Ramazzani stands back over at first base. Ramazzani back with the team after a 1-day hiatus, as he took the day off yesterday, as he got this awesome experience to go down to Chicago to watch the Cub play yesterday. Runner off from second. Throw down to third. Not in time. It's high. And Alonzo Jones steals third. Just like that, the Bullfrogs with the run 90 feet away. Alonzo Jones, the speediest guy on the team for the Bullfrogs, grabs his 8th base of the year. The center fielder takes his lead. The 1-0 pitch comes across, finds the zone, 1-1. Jones has been great all around for the Frogs this season. Of course, we talked about he leads the team in batting average, leads the team in stolen bases, and has been a nice addition to the outfield as well, as the 1-1 pitch runs low in the zone, a 2-1 count. Talk about a nice addition to the outfield. The guy at the plate right now, he's another guy, Tanner Poole. Right fielder out of Mississippi State awaits. 2-1 pitch comes in, swung on, fouled back into the backstop. That one heading straight for our press box here. Luckily, we have that backstop there. What a great invention. It could be dangerous up here otherwise. Counts even, though, after that foul off. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Tanner Poole. The 2-2. Fastball runs way high. Nick Gatewood has to stand up out of his stance to grab that one. And it's a full count now. Tanner Poole on the season for the Bullfrogs comes into the game batting .261. The payoff pitch. Swung on. That one's fouled off as well. Poole trying to stay alive here. Tanner Poole, he's done good for the Frogs recently. In his last 5 games, batting .333. Has 6 hits, a home run, and 3 RBIs in his last 4 games. Payoff pitch. Swung on. That one's fouled off. Poole just under all of these. He's found them right back. Zach Spears out on the mound, readjust his hat and his long flow out of the hat as well. Left-handed pitcher comes set. Poole awaits the delivery to him. Runs wide, and Tanner Poole, after fouling off some balls, manages to work a walk. His second time he's gotten on base tonight off of the base on balls. And with runners on the corners, the designated hitter, Mikey Falia, stands in. Falia, his last time up, would fly out to center. He's another guy that's done pretty solid here recently for the Frogs. His last 7 games, batting .280. Has 7 hits in those 7 games with 3 RBIs. The right-handed hitter out of UC Irvine digs in. Zach Spears kicks the leg and sends in the pitch. It's a fastball that runs way inside. Nice job by Nick Gatewood to stop that one. That could have scored Alonzo Jones easily, and it could be a tie ball game. The Lakeshore Chinooks, of course, with a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd. Zach Spears comes set, checks the runner at first, deals in the 1-0. Swung on, ground ball up the middle of the field. Could be a double play, but the second baseman can't handle it. And Alonzo Jones comes across to score, and nobody's out. It's a ground ball up the middle of the field. The second baseman, Matt Birch, over there by the second base bag, just can't get the ball into his glove. He was so worried about tossing it up for the double play that he never even managed to get the shore out. He bobbles with it, and then he tries to regather himself and bobbles with it again, and sure enough, it's enough to score a run for the Frogs. Falia at first, now Poole at second. Alonzo Jones comes across to score, and we have a tie ball game. 1-1 here, bottom of the 3rd. Troy Johnson will dig in. The left fielder on the day 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Watches the first one go by inside for a ball. A 1-0 count here. Standing on deck for the Frogs is Dan Leckie, and Tanner Poole takes his lead at second, and Falia takes his from first. If Matt Birch there can handle that ground ball, it's probably going to be a 4-6-3 double play, and the Chinooks would have been out of the inning, leaving one stranded. However, because he bobbles with it and then can't regather himself, it's a run for the Frogs in a tie ball game now with 2 runners on. 2-0. Swung on, sliced away left side, and it's a 2-1 count now. Troy Johnson out of Gonzaga University was probably about 10 starts away from being named a freshman All-American. Played in just about 20 games this past year for the Bulldogs, where he batted .323. 2-1 pitch. Swung on, line drive in the left. Left fielder has a read on it, and running forward makes the grab for the second out. Well hit ball from Troy Johnston. It's a screamer into left, but TJ Ragusi there easily to run forward, raise the arm, and make the grab. 2 down. That'll bring up Dan Leckie, the third baseman. Leckie on the day, he's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Of course, playing in just his second game in a Bullfrogs uniform, his first at home. Last night went 1 for 4 in his first game. Swings at the first one he sees. He's behind it. An 88-mile-per-hour fastball. Missed it. 0-1. Falia takes the lead over at first. Poole takes his from second. And the Lafayette College product awaits. Zach Spears checks the runner at second, sends in the 0-1. That one swung on and missed. A nice breaking ball there from Spears. Absolutely fooled Leckie there. Whiffing at nothing, and the count moves to 0-2. 0-2 pitch. Swung on, popped up behind home plate, foul. Count remains, no balls and 2 strikes. Lucky trying to stay alive here. Staying on deck for the Bullfrogs is their hottest hitter, Alex Pinner. Oh-2. That one runs low in the dirt. And it's a 1-2 count now. Zach Spears out on the mound for the Lakeshore Chinooks, of course. Chinooks managed to get one pitcher into the All-Star team, and Sandburn, who has a 0.40 ERA in 14 appearances. That's pretty good. Of course, the Bullfrogs only managed one player into the All-Star game, and that, of course, Brad Hamilton. However, Hamilton has only played in 4 games over the past 10. 1-2. Swung on, a nice well-hit liner left side, but it's foul. Take a cut at that one. It made a funny sound. It might have broke his bat. In fact, he did. So he'll go into the dugout and grab himself a new stick and come out. Looks like he found one he likes, and he's coming back now. Haven't seen too many of those broken bats this season, but a fair amount. Of course, here in the Northwoods League, it is a collegiate summer woodback league. The Northwoods League uses ash bats. The Bullfrogs using just your regular bat, and you see some of the teams have used some multi-color ones, some black and white, or wood-colored and black, but the Bullfrogs just your solid classic wood bat. 1-2. That one runs high, a 90-mile-per-hour dart there from the lefty. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Spears out of Miami, Ohio. Just finishing up his sophomore season. Deals in the 2-2 pitch, and it's a full count now. So Dan Leckie works his way back after going down in the count 0-2. He loads the bases here. Could be dangerous for the Chinooks with Alex Pinner, who's on deck, who has 2 home runs over his past 3 games. Spears steps off the mound, and Poole trots back over to second base. The payoff. Swung on, fouled back. Leckie stays alive. On what is now a 8-pitch at bat. Leckie stands in, rests the bat on his shoulder. Tanner Poole takes a lead from second. Falia does at first. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Drop strike 3. The throw to first in time. That will retire the side. Bullfrogs leave 2 stranded here in the bottom of the third, but they get a run across. We're tied up 1-1. Stay tuned for the 4th inning. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Combine the flavors of Italy with the heart of the Irish, add some Chicago flair, and you've got Gallagher's Pizza. For the best Chicago-style pizza north of the Illinois border, Gallagher's Pizza is your destination. Call now for delivery or pickup in Green Bay and De Pere. Gallagher's Pizza, home of the best lunch buffet in town.
Visiting teams and combinations are brought to you by American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. For toll-free reservations, contact 800-634-3444. American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. Welcome to genuine American Inn hospitality.
If you don't know everything about insurance, you'll profit from the knowledge and experience at the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls. You'll benefit from their thorough analysis of the insurance that you really need. They'll recommend the companies and policies that are the best for you. At the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, they specialize in complete coverage of all your insurance needs. Call the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls.
best about high school sports? I love watching my son run on the field. I love seeing him smile when he high-fives his teammates. I love seeing his eyes light up when his team scores a goal. I love the fact that since he's been playing high school sports, he's making better decisions. And I love knowing that high school sports have never been safer. Why? Because coaches have more information than they've ever had. Training techniques are more sophisticated, and equipment has never been more advanced. Playing high school sports isn't just safe. It's still the best way to give your teenager a healthy head start in life.
Glove on it.
And that's
Count
something
moves
I
to
really
0-1 after the...
This message about the value of high school sports is presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
And Jack Dunn digs in. This inning moving quick. I feel like I'm behind it. Jonathan Pendergast, the Pepperdine University product, out on the mound for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. So far on the day has already managed 4 strikeouts. 0-1. Fastball that runs low in the dirt. 1-1. We're here in the top of the 4th inning where there's 1 out on the board as Owen Miller would go down swinging. Jacob Richardson standing over at first after the base hit, and Jack Dunn is dug in with a 1-1 count. The 1-1 delivery, swung on, grounded to third. Lucky has it, throw to second in time. Throw to first, not in time, as Alex Pinners can't scoop that one out of the dirt. But a good play by the third baseman, Dan Leckie. Scoops that one out of the dirt, throws it to second. Ben Hart's there for the first out, but his throw over to first was in the dirt. A playable ball for sure by Alex Pinner over there. However, he can't scoop it out of the dirt, so that fault will go on both of them there. Ben Hart could have probably had a better throw over there, and Alex Pinner probably could have scooped that one. They'll both be frustrated with themselves after it, as there's a runner on at first, and done. T.J. Ragusi digs in, and a pitch gets away from Zach Plunkett, and Jack Dunn will scamper over to second base after the pass ball, and it's a 1-0 count. It's a breaking ball from Pendergast that Plunkett can't track with his glove. It went between his legs and got past him. And T.J. Ragusi now has a 1-0 count with 2 outs on the board. Jack Dunn hit into that fielder's choice. He stands over at second off of it. And the 1-0 pitch to him is an 87-mile-per-hour heater that finds the outside corner. 1-1. Pendergast doing an awesome job so far finding the strike zone. Of course, the Bullfrogs have struggled with that this season. Speaking of it, he paints the outside corner again. He's ahead in the count 1-2. Pendergast's strikeout to walk ratio 31-12. Very impressive. 1-2. Swung on, line drive left field, foul. A liner off the bat. Looks like it might have an opportunity to drop fair. However, kind of squirts over past the third base bag and over towards the bullpen of the Chinooks. It's a 1-2 count now. 2 outs on the board and a runner at second and Jack Dunn. Ragusi, the left-handed hitter, stands in, and Pendergast takes a breath and deals. 1-2 pitch, chased, but just got a piece of it to foul it back. Count will remain 1-2. Pendergast coming into the game has an 0-4 record and a 5.91 ERA, but I don't think that really portrays some of the games that he's had this season. You think back to the loss against the Wisconsin Rapids when he went 7 strong, allowing just 2 earned runs. He struck out 7 in the game and didn't walk anyone. 1-2 pitch runs high and outside, 2-2. Pendergast thought he had that one, started walking towards his dugout. He stands in, maneuvering that ball behind his back hip. Now comes set at the hip. Checks the runner at second and deals in the 2-2. It's a fastball inside. The left fielder, T.J. Ragusi, scoots away from it as it ran a little way too inside. No harm done, however. It just moves it to a full count. With 2 outs on the board, Pendergast comes set. Deals in the payoff. Breaking ball that runs high and inside for ball 4. That fastball had a little bit of spin on it, brought it a little too high up. And it was ball four, the second batter tonight that Pendergast has walked tonight. And with runners on first and second, Connor Kimple, the right fielder, will dig in. Kimple, his last time up, would go down swinging. Kimple, the right-handed hitter, stands in, and Pendergast deals to him an 89-mile-per-hour dart wide, 1-0. In his loss against, or rather, game against Kenosha, he would go 7 strong as well. In that one, he would allow just 2 earned runs and strike out 10 with 2 walks. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1. So you look at his 4 losses, and granted his last loss did not go the way he planned, but his last 3 games that he's pitched more than an inning is allowed just 2 earned runs in each of them. Pitched 5 innings against Lakeshore back in a loss. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. An 89-mile-per-hour dart high and inside. Fools Kimple. Misses at it, and it's a 1-2 count now. Got the loss in the 3-5 loss at home against Lakeshore back on June 9th when he went 5 strong, allowing 2 earned runs and striking out 5. Checks the runner at second. Looking for another strikeout. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. There it is. Another K for Jonathan Pendergast. And the fans love it not only because of the fact that it's another K, but because the beer banner goes down for the second time. That'll do it for the top of the 4th inning. We'll come back to the bottom half after this. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
We have Taylor over on third base dugout. She'll be getting her side.
Just like a great coach,
State Farm agents Margie Dahl, Oconto, and Paul Huberty and Lena
can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business,
agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty
can help you find the affordable coverage you need. When your life and goals change,
agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty
will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So for all your insurance needs, call on a winner.
State Farm agents Margie Dahl at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
We'd like to recognize our group in attendance tonight. It's our nonprofit group, Kenya Health Incorporated.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin here. Bottom of the 4th about to get underway, where the Bullfrogs are tied up with the Lakeshore Chinooks 1-1. Fans coming back from the concession stands with their new half-price beer as Pendergast would strike out Connor Kimple for the second time tonight. First pitch that Alex Penner sees is a fastball high and inside. Or rather, outside, 1-0. One-0 pitch, runs high, now a 2-0 count with no outs on the board. Ben Hart standing over on deck for the Bullfrogs as Alex Penner stands in the 2-0 to him. Another fastball, and that one low in the dirt, however, 3-0. No outs on the board. Alex Penner, his last time up, managed the single as he watches the 3-0 come right across the plate, had the take sign on 3-1. A 3-1 delivery. Runs high for ball 4, and Alex Penner gets on base for the second time tonight with the walk. Ben Hart, the second baseman, will now dig in for the Frogs. His last time up would fly out to center field. Ben Hart on a bit of a skid here recently for the Bullfrogs. Coming into the game, Ben Hart in his last 10 games is batting just 143. Watches the first one go by for a strike, 0-1. 87-mile-per-hour fastball there. Ben Hart coming into the game for the Bullfrogs, batting 231. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Moves the count to 0-2. Ben Hart is a guy that has had some great games and some great streaks at that, but he's gotten get cold as well, and as mentioned, his last 10 game statistic, he's a bit cold right now. 0-2. Swung on, that one sliced away foul right side. We're a fan over by the beer stand. Grabs it for a souvenir. Not only does he get half-price beer, he grabs himself a free baseball also. An 0-1 count now. Penner takes the lead at first. The 0-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. One away. Ben Hart 0-2 on the night after that strikeout. That'll bring up Zach Plunkett, the catcher. Plunkett, his last time up, would fly out to right field. The right-handed pitcher out of the University of Arkansas managed a hit last night as Plunkett would go 1 for 4 with a run score. The righty stands in and Spears deals. An 89-mile-per-hour heater that finds the outside corner. 0-1. Richie Tecco on deck for the Bullfrogs here. Tecco 0 for 1 on the day. Penner takes a lead over at first. Hart awaits. Zach Spear, the left-handed pitcher out of Ohio, Miami, Ohio it is, deals in the 0-1. Swung on, grounded left side, foul. Game of inches there. That one close to cutting into fair territory. Just bounces left of the third base bag there. Third baseman Jacob Richardson diving to his right, tries to put his mitt on it. However, can't get to it in time as it was foul. I mean, if that thing is about 6 inches more towards the right, it's going to be a base hit and maybe 2. That would have got all the way into the corner. But Plunkett, after fouling that away, stands back in. 0-2 count here and out on the board. Alex Penner takes the lead over at first, and left-handed pitcher Zach Spears comes set. The lefty takes a couple looks at Penner and deals in the 0-2. Fastball wide, moves the count to a ball and 2 strikes here. 1 out on the board. Plunkett out of the University of Arkansas, redshirted this past season as he would have to sit out a season due to transferring. Transfer out of TCU. He would have bat just around 150 at TCU. Was a part of that TCU College World Series team, however. The 1-2. Breaking ball, that's in there. A beautiful curve from the left-handed pitcher, Zach Spears. Full Zach Plunkett. Looks like it's going to be outside. Breaks in at the last moment. Nothing that Plunkett could do about it, but starting to walk in back towards his dugout. And 2 outs on the board now. And Richie Tecco, the shortstop, digs in. Watches an 88-mile-per-hour fastball go by his knees for a strike. 0-1. Richie Tecco, his last time up, would ground out to second. Swings at that one, a fly ball into right. That will drop fair. It'll be a base hit for Richie Tecco, and as Alex Penner will get all the way over to third. A little blooper of a fly ball into right. Didn't get all of it, but got just enough of it. If he would have got all of it, it likely would have been a fly ball into the glove of the right fielder, Connor Kimple. But because he kind of doesn't really pop it off his bat per se, it kind of drops out there in the outfield grass, and there's nothing that Kimple can do about it. So it's a base hit for Richie Tecco, and it's Alex Penner over at third. And Alonzo Jones digs in. He got a double his last time up and a stolen base. Would come around to score as that throw gets away from the first baseman. Alex Penner thought about coming home to score and would have been close. as Zach Spears threw it over to first, a little worried about Richie Tecco. The first baseman, Ryland Thomas, can't make the squeeze. The ball nearly gets away from him. Nearly a run given up by the Chinooks. First pitch that Alonzo Jones sees is a fastball right over the plate, 0-1. Jones would come around to score his last time up off an RBI from Mikey Falia. The switch hitter batting righty stands in. Zach Spears comes set, deals in the 0-1. Swung on, a ground ball to second. This time he's got it, and he tosses it up to the shortstop, Jack Dunn, who steps on the second base bag, getting the force out for out number 3. That will do it for the 4th inning. On to the 5th we go. The Bullfrogs leave 2 stranded as they don't score a run on 1 hit. We're tied up 1-1. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
The frozen pizza that you're eating at home tired and worn out, it just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese, Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brew Pub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brew Pub Pizza. Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Did you know that we here at the O'Connell Pharmacy would mail your prescriptions to you? At the O'Connell Pharmacy, we would like to make things easy for you. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne Stadium here at the home of the Bullfrogs in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The Bullfrogs tied up with the Lakeshore Chinooks 1-1. Top of the 5th inning, about to get underway. And due up for the Lakeshore Chinooks will be the leadoff hitter, Matt Birch. Birch 0 for 2 on the day. Would start off the day with a strikeout and grounded out to second his last time up. First pitch he sees here in the top of the 5th is a fastball high and wide, 1-0. It's still Jonathan Pendergast out on the bump for the Bullfrogs. He deals in the 1-0. It's a fastball wide, and it's a 2-0 count. Pitch. That's another fastball that's high and wide. As Pendergast struggling to find the zone here to lead off this top of the 5th inning. Zach Plunkett will hop up and go out and have a quick word with him on the mound, and he comes back and crouches behind home plate again. And Pendergast, the righty, will look to try to throw a strike here. The 3-0. Can't do it, however. It's ball 4. It's the 3rd batter that he's walked tonight as Matt Birch gets on base for the first time. That'll bring up Joe Duncan, the center fielder. He's 0 for 2 on the night with 2 flyouts. Fly out to left, and I guess rather a pop-up to shortstop his last time up. Jonathan Pendergast waiting patiently, the right-handed pitcher out of Pepperdine. Checks the runner at first. Comes set. Deals in the first one. That's a fastball that's in there after throwing a 4-pitch strikeout. Pendergast gives a long look over to Birch and comes set. Joe Duncan awaits. And the 0-1 to him. Fastball finds the inside corner. Joe Duncan can't believe it. Kind of cocks his head back almost to say, are you kidding me? He's down in the count, though, 0-2. Pendergast wasting no time. Checks the runner at first and comes set. Deals in the 0-2. Swung on. Line drive to center. That's going to drop fair and be a base hit for Joe Duncan. His first of the day. Runners at first and second now with no outs on the board. And Pendergast in a bit of a jam now. with 2 runners on and no outs on the board, Nick Gatewood, the all-star catcher, comes in. Nick Gatewood on the day, 2 for 2. Has a base hit and a double his last time up. The left-handed batter out of Georgia State stands in. First pitch to him. Snap throw to second. Not there in time. Birch slides back in safely. Tecco didn't try to apply the tag. More or less just made sure the ball didn't get into the outfield. Not a bad decision by Tecco there. Runners at first and second now, as the ball that came across was a strike. An 0-1 count. Gatewood waits in the delivery. Swinging and a miss. Pendergast gets ahead 0-2. Nick Gatewood, nearly every single time he swings his bat, you almost kind of wince. Especially if you're a Bullfrogs fan, because you know that it's a high probability that he might get a double on you, if not a home run. 0-2. That one runs low and away. A great job by Zach Plunkett there to stop that one from getting behind him. And it's a 1-2 count. Gatewood this past season for Georgia State would bat .319 with 22 RBIs. In his last 10 games or so, batting .293 for the Chinooks team. 1-2. Swung on, just gets a piece of it. Fouls it off the end of the bat. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes here. Gatewood out of Duluth, Georgia. And limited playing time back during his freshman season at Georgia State. Left-handed batter stands in. Pendergast comes set, takes a breath, checks Birch at second and deals in the 1-2. Grounder to Ben Hart at second to throw to first in time for the first down. It's a ground out by Nick Gatewood, but it'll essentially work as a sacrifice as it moves both runners over. 2 runners in scoring position now at second and third as Ryland Thomas, the first baseman, digs in. Thomas on the day is 0 for 2. Struck out his first time up and flew out to right his last time up. Thomas coming into the game for the Chinooks, batting .286. Watches a fastball run high, 90 miles per hour, 1-0. We talk about having a good guy to come in and bat cleanup. The Central Florida product last season, 14 home runs, as mentioned earlier in the broadcast. 1-0. Fastball, that's in there. Finds the outside black, and it moves the count to a ball and a strike now. Thomas, the freshman All-American second team this past season. 1-1. Swung on, a belting foul ball up and away past the stands here and over towards Joe Annie's Park. We'll move the count to 1-2. It's a nice, neat evening here in Green Bay as the lights start to come on this Monday night. Scattered crowd, that is. What else would you expect on a Monday night? 1-2. Finds the outside corner, out number 2 with 2 runners in scoring position. A much-needed strikeout for Pendergast. Pendergast now with 6 Ks on the day. He's walked 3 and struck out 6. So far today has allowed 5 hits for the Lakeshore Chinooks. Owen Miller, the designated hitter, now digs in. Watches a fastball run high, 1-0. And that's a tough 3 batters to face in a row. The all-star Nick Gatewood, the heavy hitter Ryland Thomas, and now probably the hottest player in the Northwoods League, Owen Miller. The designated hitter, 1 for 2 on the day. Struck out his last time up. 1 out. Swung on, fly ball deep into right. That's going back, foul. Just to the right of the foul pole, all the way out there in the Liney's deck. Tracking back is Tanner Poole. That ball was either going foul or was going into the Liney's deck in fair territory for the 3-run homer. Pendergast will let out a sigh of relief after that one and come back set on the mound. Runners at first and second here. Owen Miller looking to create some fireworks. already has a double on the day. The 1-1 swung on, slicing ball into right, but Tanner Poole's got it for the third out. Jonathan Pendergast gets out of the bind, and his catcher, Zach Plunkett, will give him a nice knuckle touch, and they'll go back into the dugout happy with that one. They put a goose egg up on the board in the top of the 5th inning, and they're going to look to get some runs across in the bottom half of it. Stay tuned as we are all tied up 1-1. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
It's Cellcom's Customer Appreciation Celebrations. Get smartphones from the top 2 brands for just a penny each, along with food prizes and sales on accessories. Cellcom, built for you. Available day of event only. New 2-year activation qualified upgrade required. Restrictions apply. Visit cellcom.com/celebrate for details.
Hello and welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium. Here, bottom of the 5th inning, about to get underway, where the Bullfrogs are tied up with the Lakeshore Chinooks 1-1. Still out on the bump for the Lakeshore Chinooks is Zach Spears. So far today, Spears has pitched 4 innings, has allowed 3 hits, walked 3, and struck out 5. Due up here in the bottom of the 5th inning for the Frogs will be the 2, 3, 4 hitters, Tanner Poole, Mikey Falia, and Troy Johnston. Tanner Poole has managed to get on bases the first 2 times up, both with the base on balls. Watches the first one run wide, 1-0, as the plate discipline continues for the Mississippi State guy. And the 1-0 pitch runs way inside, and now a 2-0 count to Tanner Poole. That's the way to start off the at-bat. All right, he stands in and awaits. Spears deals in the 2-0. That one's wide. And just like that, Tanner Poole ahead in the count, 3-0. Bullfrogs on the day with 3 hits to the Chinooks 5. The 3-0. That's a fastball ran across Broadway. A 3-1 count now. No outs on the board. Mikey Falia standing on deck for the Frogs. Poole awaits. The 3-1 to him. Fastball runs low for ball 4. And Tanner Poole, he gets on base again with a walk. 3 walks today for the right fielder out of Tanner Poole. Mikey Falia, the left fielder, stands in now for the Frogs. Falia on the day, 0 for 2, but managed an RBI in the 3rd inning, the lone RBI of the day for the Frogs, as Alonzo Jones would come across to score. The righty stands in out of UC Irvine and watches an 88 mile per hour fastball run high and inside. Mikey Falia out of Irvine, California. Went to Irvine High School, Irvine University. I'm sure he went to Irvine Middle School and elementary school too. The guy grew up about a block away from the campus. Said it was never really his plan to go to Irvine. It just kind of worked out that way, and why would you not? Family gets to be at every game. 1-0 pitch. That one runs low for a 2-0 count. The Fleers active listeners to the broadcast, active members on social media, tweeting out at the Bullfrogs from time to time as well. Of course, Falia, Mikey Falia, that is, very active in supporting his older brother. 2-0 pitch comes across low and inside. A 3-0 count now, of course, a part of the Mariners organization, currently making some noise in the minors leagues. Mikey will get a promotion here soon if he keeps it up. The 3-0. That one runs low and inside for a strike. Just finding the zone about thigh level. A 3-1 count now with no outs on the board. And Spears struggling to find the zone here to start off the bottom of the 5th. The 3-1. Swing and a miss. An 86-mile-per-hour. That was low. I think if Falia would have let that one go by, he would have got himself a free base. But it moves the count to a full count after the swing and a miss, and the count moves, or rather, the count moves to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Troy Johnson stands on deck. Tanner Poole takes a lead. The payoff pitch swung on, fouled away left side. Falia stays alive. Falia's got a younger brother as well that's playing some solid high school ball. He likely will make it to the Division I ranks as well. Actually went on a campus visit where Mike Ramazzotti, of course, the University of San Diego director of baseball operations, 3-2 pitch swung on, fouled away right side. Actually gave Falia's younger brother a tour of San Diego University on a recruiting trip. Oddly enough, while they were giving him the tour and whatnot, the Falias said, hey, you're actually going to be coaching Mikey out in Green Bay. What a small world it is. Ramazzotti, the first base coach, out for the Bullfrogs over there on the right side. And the payoff pitch to Falia. Swung on, grounded left side. Shortstop has it. And no throw. It'll be an infield single for Mikey Falia. It's a slow grounder to Jack Dunn, who grabs it backhand. Thought about twisting, hopping, and throwing it to second. But by the time that he looked over to the second base bag, Tanner Poole was already there. And so because he had jumped up to try to attempt the miraculous play at second, there's no even attempt for a throw over at first. I think that if he would have looked to get the shore out at first, he probably would have beat Falia. But because he doesn't, it's an infield single, the 4th hit of the day for the Bullfrogs. Troy Johnson shows bunt, but pulls it back as it was low. A 1-0 count. Troy Johnson not trying to fool anyone there. Puts it right back out in front of the plate to show him. I'm bunting here. We're going to move these runners over. Does it again. The 1-0. Bunted down the left field line, but foul. Third base line, I should say. As it bounces back towards the dugout of the Chinooks. Evens the count. A ball and a strike here. Tanner Poole over at second. Falia at first. Dan Leckie on deck for the Bullfrogs. Johnson showing bunt again. Pulls it away as it's high. A 2-1 count. First baseman playing way inside on the infield grass. When the pitch comes across, I mean, he's all the way almost close to home plate. Third baseman playing on the infield grass as well. The 2-1 popped up foul, and Troy Johnston can't get a bunt down in fair territory. And he's frustrated with himself as well. You can kind of see that scowl on his face after that one's popped away. And so it's a 2-2 count now with runners at first and second. Zach Spears here looking for a strikeout or a double play to get himself out of a jam as a right-handed pitcher starts to warm up for the Chinooks. Johnson stands in and awaits. The left-hander out of Miami, Ohio comes set. Stares down Poole at second and sends in the 2-2. Swung on a well-hit line, driving to right. That's going to drop fair. They're going to send in Tanner Poole because the ball got away from the right fielder. And he's going to come across to score, and the Bullfrogs are going to take a 2-1 lead. For a moment, Chris Sabo held up Tanner Poole. He said, stay, stay, stay. Let's not try to force this here. But all of a sudden, he looks out into right field, and the right fielder, Connor Kipple, had trouble with it. Misread the bounce. It just kind of bounced underneath of his glove. He thought it was going to bounce in. He was ready to crew hop and throw it in, but he doesn't get the ball into his hand. It just kind of sits out there on the outfield grass, and it enables Troy Johnston to get to second, and it moves Tanner Poole in to score. Runners at first, or rather second and third now, with no outs on the board. So it'll be a second base single for Troy Johnston. As Mikey Falia gets all the way over to third. 1-0 pitch, runs high. A 2-0 count now to lead off the at-bat with Dan Leckie. The Bullfrogs were going to settle with bases loaded and no outs on the board. All that the right fielder Connor Kipple had to do was get the glove on it and throw it in. The 2-0. Swung on, popped up foul right side.
Another full ball.
Moves the count to 2-1. But they get a run across.
78-20.
It's ugly, but it'll work. Frogs lead now 2-1. They scored on an error back in the third inning as well. 2-1 pitch runs inside. 3-1 count now. You think back to last night in a game where they kind of got some ugly runs as well. Scored a run on a pass ball, scored on an error as well. And they would only manage 5 hits last night to the Lakeshore Chinooks 9, but come away with a 4-2 victory. 3-1 pitch, swung on, a ground ball to shortstop. The throw to first in time, but Mikey Falia comes across to score, and the Bullfrogs take a 3-1 lead here. It's an RBI for Dan Leckie, does just enough. With runners at second and third, all he had to do was have a well-hit grounder, and it was going to get a run across. The shortstop, Jack Dunn, elects to get the shore out at first. Probably the right play there as he stares down Troy Johnson at second to make sure he's not going anywhere. And now with 1 out on the board and a runner at second, Alex Pinner will dig in. The head coach of the Lakeshore Chinooks comes out to the mound, shakes the hand of Zach Spear, takes the ball from him, and relieves him of his duties. The Lakeshore Chinooks have made the Cellcom call to the bullpen, and there will be a new pitcher out on the mound. We are going to step away for the pitching change. Runners at second with 1 out on the board. Bullfrogs lead the Lakeshore Chinooks 3-1. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
A game for your appetite? Look no further than Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium meats and veggies, then topped with over half a pound of 100% fresh, real mozzarella cheese made right here in Wisconsin. Every Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizza is a home run. Made with the hungry in mind, Brewpub pizzas are big, bold, and belong in the big leagues of the frozen pizza industry. Enjoy a delicious piece of Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizza right now from the concession stand, or pick one up at your local favorite grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in Wisconsin is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, it just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium, bottom of the 5th inning here. There's 1 out on the board and a runner at second, and that's Troy Johnston. As Troy Johnson would manage the RBI single after the Bullfrogs were actually going to use a sacrifice bunt to move runners over. But Troy Johnson fouled away 2 bunts, so he squares in and said, you know what, I'll just get a base hit. And sure enough, he manages to get all the way over to second off of it. Mikey Falia was at third off after that one, and Tanner Poole came across to score. As Falia and Poole were walked back to back, Falia would come across to score for the Bullfrogs 1 batter later, as Dan Leckie would ground out to shortstop, and it would be an easy run scored for Falia. He comes across to score easily for the Bullfrogs. They have a 3-1 lead here. Alex Pinner digs in, and the new pitcher out on the mound, Dakota Mexison, sends one in. First pitch he sees, fastball high, 1-0. Bit of a different speeds here now for the Bullfrogs to adjust to. Mexison hitting just about 82 on his fastball, whereas Spears was hitting 89. 1-0. Another fastball, that one fouled away. Evens the count, a ball and a strike here. Mexison on the season for the Chinooks, coming into the game supporting an ERA that sits, having a hard time finding it here in the box score, actually. He has pitched against the Bullfrogs this season. The right-handed pitcher deals in a fastball high, And so it's a 2-1 count here. Lexington comes set, stares down Johnson at second. Deals in the 2-1 pitch that runs way high and inside. Leaning away is Pinner. Nearly got nabbed in the face by that one. A 3-1 count to him. Dakota Mexican out of Franklin, Wisconsin, actually in his first appearance here. The 3-1 pitch, swung on, fouled away left side. A full count. Although I am absolutely positive that Mexican has pitched against the Bullfrogs this season. It must have been for another team, however. Payoff pitch. That one runs low for ball 4, and Alex Pinner gets on base for the first time, or rather the third time tonight. He was walked his last time up, got a base hit back in the second. And so with 1 out on the board and 2 runners on, Ben Hart digs in. Troy Johnson standing over at second. He managed the RBI single. Ben Hart, the second baseman, 0 for 2 on the day. I want to say that Mexican pitched for the Rockford Rivets, as Ben Hart takes a cut at the first pitch he sees, an 85-mile-per-hour fastball, but missed it. 0-1. So Mexican, another one of those pitchers that has traveled around a couple of different teams in the Northwoods League. We've seen a few of those. 0-1. Breaking ball, a nice breaking ball. In fact, that curve had some curl on it. Brought it all the way back inside, an 0-2 count. The righty out of Memphis comes set. Checks the runner at second. Deals in the 0-2. Breaking ball. Swung on. Liner foul left side. Count remains 0-2. Doesn't look like it was the Rockford Rivets. However, you agree with me, don't you? Mexican has definitely pitched against the Bullfrogs this season, just not on this Lakeshore Chinooks team. 0-2 pitch, swung on, grounded left side. Count remains 0-2. Right-handed pitcher out there for the Chinooks comes set. Runners take their lead at first and second. The 0-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. That fastball hitting 88. An interesting pitch from Mexican. He was throwing some fastballs that were hitting just 84, 83. And then the 88-mile-per-hour heater comes in and it fools Ben Hart. He was not ready for that one. Was late on the swing. And it's 2 outs on the board here with 2 runners on. The second time tonight that Ben Hart has struck out. That'll bring up Zach Plunkett, the catcher. Plunkett on the day, 0 for 2. Would strike out swinging his last time up in the 4th inning. Plunkett digs in, swings at the first pitch he sees and misses. 0-1. We're here in the bottom of the 5th inning where the Bullfrogs have already put 2 runs across. They lead 3-1 here. There's 2 outs on the board and 2 runners on, first and second. Mexican out on the bump, checks the runner at second and deals in the 0-1. Breaking ball, that's in there. Plunkett goes behind 0-2. A nice curveball from Mexican. Right-handed pitcher making his first appearance with Lakeshore Chinooks here. The 0-2. Fastball swung on and missed. Welcome to the Lakeshore Chinooks, Mexican. Throws 2 strikeouts to end the inning and leaves runner stranded. That will do it here for the 5th frame. On to the 6th inning we go. The Bullfrogs holding on to a 3-1 lead. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
It's the best Credit Union Super Summer Loan Sale. From July 10th to 28th, get super low rates as low as 2.49% annual percentage rate.
To jumpstart the big event, from July 10th to the 16th, you can find your perfect car, truck, or SUV from a selection brought in by trusted local dealers right to our credit union offices in Oconto Falls, Oconto, and Surrey. Compare them side by side, or you can also visit a participating dealer and see their expanded selection.
Call NEW Credit Union for details at 800-924-1250. That's 800-924-1250. Get up to 100% financing during the Super Summer Loan Sale.
Borrower must meet NEW Credit Union membership eligibility and creditworthy requirements. All loans subject to approval. Example of repayment would be a monthly payment of about $17.75 per $1,000 borrowed for 60 months. Federally insured by the NCUA. Super Summer Loan Sale at NEW Credit Union. Get ready to own it!
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin. Here in the top of the 6th inning, Jonathan Pendergast still out on the bump for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. So far in 5 innings pitched, he has 6 strikeouts, has allowed just 1 run, 5 hits, and 3 walks. Has pitched well here early for the Frogs, have left many of runners stranded throughout the night. And due up here in this 6th inning will be Jacob Richardson, Jack Dunn, and TJ Ragusi. Jacob Richardson, the third baseman on the day, is 1 for 1 and also has managed a walk. Would be, or rather I should say, did manage the base hit back in the 4th inning for the Chinooks as the right-handed hitter stands in. Pendergast rocks back and sends in the first pitch of the inning. It's an 84-mile-per-hour changeup that runs high and inside. Fastball, I should say. Took a little bit off of it. The 1 out. Fastball finds the lower zone. 1-1. Richardson out of Southern Arkansas, where this past season for the Mule Riders, he would bat .366. Takes a cut at that one. Line drive to third, where Dan Leckie makes the snow cone catch. 1 down. Richardson got all of that ball, an absolute screamer to the third baseman. Leckie with the reflexes, though, raised the hand, really didn't have to do too much at all. The ball was hit so hard that it almost closed the glove for him. Jack Dunn now digs in, watches a curveball find the zone. 0-1.
Number 24, shortstop Jack Dunn.
Bullfrogs with a 3-1 lead here in the top of the 6th inning. Jack Dunn chases that one, swings and misses. A breaking ball that is just disgusting. Looks like it's going to be right down the plate, and then last moment dips all the way down inside. 0-2 pitch. Another breaking ball. That one ran high, though. A 1-2 count now with an out on the board. Jack Dunn out of Northwestern. Of course, teammates with Willie Bourbon. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Drop strike 3, however. Plunkett picks it up. The throw to first is in time. Another strikeout for Jonathan Pendergast. He now has 7 on the day. So with 2 outs on the board, TJ Ragusi, the left fielder, will dig in. Ragusi 0 for 1 on the day and was walked his last time up. Ragusi out of Baylor from Georgetown, Texas. Just finished up his sophomore season, where he would manage a .266 batting average. The left fielder watches the first one go by for strike. 0-1. Pendergast, the Pepperdine product, sends in the 0-1. Fastball inside, 1-1. So TJ Ragusi will be joined by Will Gilbert next season. Of course, Gilbert not on the varsity team this past year as he transferred in late, but will be with the team next year. 1-1 pitch, a fastball that finds the outside black. Another fastball from Pendergast, and it's a 1-2 count. The 1-2. Breaking ball wide. 1 ball, 2 strikes, or rather that evens it up. 2 strikes, 2 balls, 2 outs. Ragusi, the left-handed hitter, awaits the 2-2 to him. Swung on, grounded to second base. Hart has it, but drops it. And it's an E4 that gets a runner, or rather a runner on base for the Chinooks. Ben Hart running to his left was doing everything right. It was a bouncer to the right of Ben Hart. So running to the left, it kind of takes a funny bounce, and so Ben Hart had to stop in his tracks. Put the glove on it, and then when he made the transfer, the ball just fell to the ground. The runner gets on the base, and it'll be an E4. That'll bring up Connor Kimple, the right fielder. The 9-hole hitter on the day, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And Jonathan Pendergast just has his number. Of course, the beer batter tonight, and the fans have loved him because he struck out twice already. Swings and misses at the first one, and he's down the count 0-1. At this point, you just got to think he just wants to put the bat on the ball. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Fans get excited again, and the famous "We Want Beer" chant will start. I talked with some of the players, and when you're the beer batter and it's this kind of night for you, you don't care if it's a ground out, if you bunt and put it down. You just don't want to strike out when the entire stadium wants you to. He stands in. Pendergast takes a breath, sends in the 0-2. Another fastball, an 89-mile-per-hour dart, in fact, but it runs high. 1-2. A 1-2 count. Pendergast maneuvering that ball in his right hand behind his back. Checks Ragusi over at first. Now comes set. Deals in the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and there goes the crowd. They love it as Connor Kimple now has the hat trick. He struck out 3 times tonight. 3 of the 8 strikeouts from Pendergast. Pendergast has pitched a great game. We'll wonder if he'll come back for the 7th inning, as there's been a right-handed pitcher warming up in the pen all night for the Frogs. The Bullfrogs going into the bottom of the 6th inning currently have a 3-1 lead over the Lakeshore Chinooks. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
American Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Is the frozen pizza that you're eating at home tired and worn out? It just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese, Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brew Pub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brew Pub Pizza. Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Bottom of the 6th inning about to get underway, where the Bullfrogs have a 3-1 lead. They'd put 2 runs across in the bottom of the 5th inning, and we'll see if they can manage a couple more. It's the 9-1 hitters to lead things off here as Richie Tecco digs in. Shows bunt, lays it down, tries to sneak one past the Chinooks there. However, it goes foul. Bounces all the way back towards the backstop, in fact. He goes down the count 0-1. Tecco managed just his 2nd hit in a Frogs uniform here tonight. Tecco digs back in. The 0-1 pitch to him, a breaking ball that runs low. Breaks all the way into the dirt, in fact. And it's a 1-1 count now. Mexican still out on the bump for the Chinooks. Deals in an 85-mile-per-hour fastball that swung on and missed. 1-2. Tecco 1 for 2 on the day, would ground out to third, or rather to second, back in the third. The 1-2, breaking ball inside. That one had a nasty spin on it. Looks like it's going to go straight to Tecco, but then nearly broke back inside. Doesn't make it back into the zone, however. It's a 2-2 count. Mexican comes set, deals in the 2-2. Swung on, foul ball right side. Out of the stands here. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Richie Tecco, of course, the newcomer to the team's only played in 4 games so far out of Rider University. The 2-2. That one runs low in the dirt. An 88-mile-per-hour dart from the righty. Moves the count to full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Richie Tecco out of Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania. Just finished up his sophomore season where he would bat .250. The 2-2. Or rather 3-2, I should say. Comes wide for ball 4. Richie Tecco gets on base for the second time tonight with the walk. Found away a pinch as well. Stuck alive in there. Stood in there. And managed to get on base because of it. And we're back up to the top of the lineup after the walk, as Alonzo Jones will dig in. Jones, the Vanderbilt University product, one of the best players in the Northwoods League, if you ask me, leading this team in batting average at .360. He stands in, first pitch to him. A fastball low, 1-0. Jones on the day, 1 for 3 with a double. A run scored and a stolen base. All of those coming in the 3rd inning. Jones stands in. Mexican sends in the 1-0. There's another fastball that's low. And it's a 2-0 count. Alonzo Jones, of course, this past season played in the Cape Cod League, but would have his troubles there, batted around just 170. The 2-0 pitch to him. Swung on, grounded to the first baseman. Throw to second in time, and that's all that the Lakeshore Chinooks can manage. A solid play over there by Ryland Thomas, running forward, grabbing the ball on the infield grass, turning and firing to second to get the lead runner. Got it back on base to try to make it a double play, but you're not going to hit into a double play when Alonzo Jones is up to bat. The kid's just too fast. So Alonzo Jones hits into the fielder's choice, and Tanner Poole will dig in. The right fielder on the day, well, he doesn't have a at-bat, as he has managed to get on base due to a walk his past 3 times. Watches a fastball run high, and it's a 1-0 count. When you see Tanner Poole dig in, he's kind of intimidating. A tall guy, relatively large frame, had a solid season this past year at Mississippi State. The 1-0. Fastball wide. He's ahead in the count already, 2-0. If he gets on base due to a walk for the 4th time, I mean, that's got it. There's the golden sombrero for 4 strikeouts. Is there one for 4 walks? We'll have to make one up. Poole digs back in. 1 out on the board. Jones takes a lead over at first, and the 2-0 comes in. Runs high for ball 3. A 3-0 count now to Tanner Poole. I'm telling you, I mean, I'm going to look it up. I'm curious. A 3-0 count here to Tanner Poole. The Mississippi State product stands in. The 3-0 runs low for ball 4, and sure enough, he's done it. 4 walks in this game for Tanner Poole. That is impressive, to say the least. Would come around to score back in the 5th inning to lead things off. We're here in the bottom of the 6th, and 2 runners on. And Alonzo Jones and Tanner Poole. Jones in scoring position at second. Really, if any ball gets into the outfield here, he'll likely score. That speedster over there. And Tanner Poole, he's a pretty quick guy as well over at first. The 2 super regional players on the team for the Bullfrogs, of course, Poole out of Mississippi State and Alonzo Jones out of Vanderbilt. The pitching coach for the Lakeshore Chinooks will come out and have a quick meeting with his pitcher in Mexican and his catcher Gatewood, and that's come to a close, now walking back to the dugout. But probably told him, hey man, let's get this kid to hit into a double play and get you out of this inning. Give our offense a chance to get back into the game. The Bullfrogs lead, of course, here in the bottom of the 6th inning, 3-1. Staying on deck for the Bullfrogs is Troy Johnston, who already has a hit and an RBI on the day. Mikey Falia on the day, 0 for 2 with an RBI. Throw back to second. They don't get him, however. A nice attempt. Alonzo Jones, I'm sure, is going to let out a sigh of relief as he scrambled back to second. He was terrified out there. Had a large lead over there at second. Retakes his lead. And Falia, the designated hitter, looking for his first hit. First pitch to him. Fastball low, a 1-0 count. A right-handed pitcher warming up in the bullpen for the Lakeshore Chinooks. And a righty warming up in the pen for the Bullfrogs as well. Mexican comes set. Right-handed pitcher checks the runner at second and deals in the 1-0. Swung on, fouled up and away. Foul out of the stadium here. It evens the count 1-1.
Call 920-468-7820.
One pitch. Runner off. No throw to third, and Alonzo Jones will grab his second stolen base of the game. Nick Gatewood didn't even want to test it. He had a large lead over there at second base, and Alonzo Jones snuck one past the catcher. He was not ready for it. The 9th stolen base of the season for Alonzo Jones. Speedster out of Vanderbilt has been electrifying so far on his short tenure here with the Bullfrogs. Of course, has only played in about 24 games or so. The 2-1. Swung on and fouled back into the backstop. Evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And out on the board, Bullfrogs with the runners on the corner. Looking to add a couple more runs here. Looking for the sweep as well. Of course, beat this team last night in Mequon 4-2. Mexican, the righty. Stares down Falia. Looking to get out of the jam here. Deals in the 2-2. Breaking ball. Swung on. Line drive to right. That's going to drop fair. Alonzo Jones is going to come across and score. And the Bullfrogs are going to take a 4-1 lead. It's a blooper into right field that scores Alonzo Jones. And now runners on first and second for Troy Johnston. Johnston 1 for 3 on the day. And Mexican wipes his brow, frustrated with himself after allowing the base hit. And it's going to be the head coach of the Lakeshore Chinooks that come out and relieve the right-handed pitcher. Mexican day has come to a close as 2 runs come across in the bottom of the 6th inning, or rather I should say 5th inning, where the Bullfrogs, of course, Mexican would come in and leave 2 stranded, but he can't get out of this one. Lets 1 run come across in 1/3 of an inning pitched here in the 6th. New pitcher coming out to the mound. We're going to step away for him to warm up. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Hi folks, this is David from Witt's Piggly Wiggly in Oconto Falls. Are you sick of rising gas prices? Well, at Witt's we have a solution. When you purchase qualified groceries with blue shelf stickers, and there's hundreds throughout our store, you build up discounts for 15 gallons of gas on your club card. Then, when you fill up at our Pig Stop pumps, just scan your card and watch the gas price drop. So scan your card, shop the blue stickers, and save money on gas at the Pig in Oconto Falls.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin here at Joe Annie Stadium. Top of the 7th inning where bottom of the 6th inning. That's the second time I've done that. Where the Bullfrogs have a 4-1 lead here over the Lakeshore Chinooks. Right-handed pitcher out on the mound for the Lakeshore Chinooks is Nick Campy. The reliever will look to try to get his Chinooks team out of a jam here and give his team a shot. There's runners at first and second with an out on the board. Mexican got the Lakeshore Chinooks out of the jam in the 5th inning, and so Nick Campy will be called in to relieve his teammate in Mexican and gives his Chinooks teams a shot on the offensive side of things. Troy Johnson is going to try to grab another RBI. As his last time up, he would manage a RBI single. Johnson stands in, the left-handed hitter out of Gonzaga. Swings at the first pitch he sees, an 88-mile-per-hour fastball. Fouled it away left side, and he goes down the count 0-1. First pitch into Troy Johnson comes in, a base hit. They're going to send in Tanner Poole. The throw from right field, not in time. Tanner Poole comes across to score, and the Bullfrogs take a 5-1 lead. Troy Johnston with his second RBI single of the day. Fouled one away, saw the next one he liked. Hit a ground ball into right that found the gap between first and second. And then scores the speedster and Tanner Poole from second base. The Frogs with an impressive 4-run lead here now in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Dan Leckie, the third baseman, will dig in. Leckie on the day for the Bullfrogs is 0 for 3, but managed an RBI this past inning. He digs in. All he needs is a base hit. He's going to grab another RBI with a runner at third. First pitch he sees, swung on a skyrocketed pop-up. Foul territory in front of the dugout, but nobody can get there as it bounces just past the camera there on the left side. Hope our cameraman Chris is okay out there. Leckie will go down the count 0-1. He'll pick up his lumber and dig back in. The right-handed pitcher out of Lafayette College, supporting the number 40 jersey. Of course, the most recent addition to the team, when I told him that the only number available was 40, he was a little disappointed. But I think he rocks it all right. 0-1 pitch to him. Sidearm fastball that runs inside. Leckie fouls it away. Nearly swung at it just defensively, as it was way inside. But he goes down the count 0-2. An 0-2 pitch. Swinging and a miss. Strike 3. The third strikeout of the night for Dan Leckie. That'll bring up Alex Pinner. Pinner's having a really good game. He's gotten on base in each of his 3 appearances. Was walked his last 2 times. Would have managed a base hit back in the 2nd inning. Pinner, who has just been absolutely on fire recently for the Bullfrogs, digs in. The switch hitter out of Scottsdale Community College awaits. First pitch to him, a fastball wide, a 1-0 count. Pinner, a JUCO All-American at Scottsdale Community College, and to be honest with you, the way he started the season, I started to scratch my head at that stat, but the way he's played recently, I owe him an apology. 467 in his past 4 games. 387 in his past 9. Has 2 home runs in the last 3 games. 5 RBIs as well. Righty swings at the 1-0 and misses, or rather watch the 1-0 run wide, so it's a 2-0 count. Takes a cut at the 2-0 that time. Got ahead of myself there, and it's a 2-1 count. I think I saw Alex Pinner take a little check swing in my peripheral and thought I missed something. But I'm with it. It's a 2-1 count. 2 outs on the board, runners on the corner. Nick Campy looking to get out of the jam. The 2-1. Runs wide, an 88-mile-per-hour cheese, but it misses the zone way wide. In fact, almost an impressive play by Gatewood just to put the glove on it. A hitter's count now. 3 balls, a strike, 2 outs. Runners on the corner. Bullfrog looking to take a 5-run lead as they 5-1. The 3-1. Finds the outside corner. Alex Pinner thought he was walked for the 3rd straight time. He was all the way down close to the first base bag when he has to turn around and get back to that one. Switch hitter batting lefty here. Of course, the commitment to Mississippi State University will be playing for the Bulldogs next season. He awaits the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Bullfrogs leave 2 runners stranded. That'll do it here in Green Bay for the 6th inning. On to the 7th we go, and the Bullfrogs have a 5-1 lead. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960. Specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts.
This is Larry Fitzgerald with Game Day Goal. Tune in to WOCO-FM 107.1 Fridays at 6 p.m. to hear me and Eric Nelson discuss the sports topics of the day.
Triangle Distributing is a diversified distributor of high-quality beverages that is focused on providing customer satisfaction, service with well-trained personnel that drives the market through teamwork, goals, and strong relationships.
Hello and welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium here, top of the 7th inning. Jonathan Pendergast at 99 pitches. If you're not familiar with the rules here in the Northwoods League, if you get to 100 pitches, you can't come back into the game. But Jonathan Pendergast, the right-handed pitcher out of Pepperdine University, out there on the bump again here for the 7th, coming in at 99 pitches. We'll see what he can do here in this top of the 7th inning as the Bullfrogs have a 5-1 lead. Pendergast on the day in 6 innings pitched, has allowed just 5 hits and 3 walks, and has 8 strikeouts to his name. Has allowed just 1 run to come across. Deals in a ball that runs wide, a 1-0 count. The 1-0 delivery, another fastball, that one wide also. So not the best start to his last inning. And it is a 2-0 count. Matt Birch, the leadoff hitter for the Lakeshore Chinooks, is dug in, watches the 2-1 pitch, 2-0 pitch run inside, and so a 2-1 count now. Pendergast, the righty, takes a deep breath here. Rocks back and sends in the 2-1. Fastball swung on, a fly ball to right. Tanner Poole running forward, gets underneath of it and retires the batter. One down, and Joe Duncan will dig in. Duncan on the day, 1 for 3, would get a base hit back in the last time he came up in the 5th. Joe Duncan, the center fielder today for the Lakeshore Chinooks, out of Eastern Illinois. The junior on the season for the Lakeshore Chinooks, batting .279. Watches a fastball run inside for a strike, 0-1. Just hits the inside black. Pendergast deals in the 0-1. Fastball swung on, a belted fly ball deep into left. Troy Johnson at the warning tracks, got it though. 2 down. Duncan got a hold of that one, man. Off of the bat, you kind of start to hold your breath. Here goes, well, Pendergast had a good game, but sure enough, Troy Johnston bails him out there in left field. On the warning track, makes the grab. He's going to have to get past Nick Gatewood, however, if he wants to complete his good day. Nick Gatewood, 2 for 3 on the day with a double and a single. The lefty stands in out of Georgia State. Absolutely fooled by the first pitch he sees. Swings way early. A changeup from Pendergast fools him. He goes down the count 0-1. Pendergast rocks back and sends it in. And it's a breaking ball that skips across the plate. 1-1. Nick Gatewood takes a huge swing and digs back in. Of course, has a run against this Bullfrogs team. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball that runs wide. A 2-1 count now. Deals in the 2-1. Swung on, line drive to center, and there's a base hit. Nick Gatewood with his third hit of the game. 3 for 4 now. Has played a very great, or I should say, has played great today for the Lakeshore Chinooks. Ryland Thomas now to dig in for the Chinooks. Thomas on the day 0 for 3 has struck out twice. Thomas, the right-handed hitter, digs in out of Central Florida. So far on the season for the Chinooks, batting .286, but is on a bit of a skid, batting just .212 in his last 10 games. Watches the first one go by for a ball, a 1-0 count. However, against this Green Bay Bullfrogs team, he bats .455 coming into the game. As the 1-0 pitch goes by for a strike, 1-1. Has a home run and 3 RBIs in his previous contest as well. Pendergast, the righty, takes a deep breath. His last inning of action tonight, deals in the 1-1. Swung on and fouled away right side. In fact, if the information I have been told is correct, this is actually the last inning that Jonathan Pendergast will pitch for the Green Bay Bullfrogs, as he has reached his innings limit that was put on him for this summer. He's pitched some great innings for the Bullfrogs as well. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball that gets away from the catcher, Zach Plunkett, and Nick Gatewood easily trots over to second. Runner in scoring position now for Thomas after that one gets away from him. Moves the count 2-2. But then again, don't take my absolute word for it. I am just a broadcaster. But under my understanding, it'll be his last start in a Bullfrogs uniform, this being his last inning, as he can come in after this one. The 2-2. Fastball wide. Moves the count full. 3 balls into strikes here. 2 outs on the board. Nick Gatewood in scoring position at second. Bullfrogs have a 5-1 lead here in the top of the 7th inning. Pendergast kicks a leg, sends in the payoff, swung on. Fly ball deep into dead center. Tracking back is Alonzo Jones. Forget about it. A 2-run shot for Ryland Thomas. His second home run against the Green Bay Bullfrogs this season. And the Lakeshore Chinooks edge closer to the Bullfrogs. They now have a 5-3 deficit in front of them. Bring it within 2 runs here, and Chris Samo is going to come out to the mound and relieve Pendergast. He lets up this 2-run shot here in the top of the 7th inning. You really hate it for him. Pendergast pitched a great game for the Frogs today. Coming into the inning, had allowed just 1 earned run, had 8 strikeouts, had walked just 3 batters. And all of this coming in 6 2/3 inning, and his night has come to a close. We're going to step aside for the pitching change. However, it looks like it will be Nick Parr who comes out to end out this 7th inning. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Okay, here are 5 important reasons why your son or daughter should play a high school sport.
Number 1.
High school sports teach valuable life lessons like self-discipline, sportsmanship, and time management skills.
2.
Teens who play a high school sport have better grade point averages and fewer disciplinary problems.
Number 3.
High school sports help fight teen obesity and substance abuse.
Here's number 4.
High school sports provide wholesome, constructive after-school activity, perfect for today's families.
And number 5.
And high school sports are safer than ever before. Injury surveillance and research, better equipment, and the continuing education programs for coaches provided by state and national athletic associations have made high school sports safer than ever before.
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin here at Joanne Stadium. Nick Parr out on the bump for the Bullfrogs. Here he gets called into the top of the 7th inning. 2 outs on the board. Nick Parr, the right-handed pitcher out of Oakland University. So far on the season for the Bullfrogs, comes into the game supporting a 6.39 ERA. Has had his struggles at times, but has came in to pitch some solid innings as well. Was used as a starter a couple of times after starting the year out as a reliever. That one swung on, a diving play, but he can't make the grab. Owen Miller swings at the first pitch he sees. It's a blooper into right field. Ben Hart, the second baseman, tracking back, diving, and just it falls off the edge of his glove. Inches away from a great play for the second baseman. Jacob Richardson, the third baseman, now digs in for the Lakeshore Chinooks as the tying run now stands in. A close ball game now after the 2-run shot from Tom Thomas. When Miller stands over at first after managing a base hit, that was his second of the game. Jacob Richardson watches a fastball go by, and he goes down in the count 0-1. Richardson on the day is a 1 for 3. 1 for 2, rather, as he was walked back in the second. 0-1 pitch, curveball, and that finds the zone. A nice pitch from the righty out of Oakland. Moves the count to 0-2 now. Parr trying to get out of this inning for the Frogs. 0-2 delivery, fastball, swung on and missed, drops strike 3, and Zach Plunkett will pick it up and tag the runner to close the inning. The Bullfrogs have a 5-3 lead going into the 7th inning stretch. The Lakeshore Chinooks put 2 runs across here in the top of the 7th off of a 2-run shot from Ryland Thomas. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
This summer at Cellcom, save $100 on a new LG G6, and we'll cover your cost to switch from another carrier. Cellcom, built for you.
Activation, flex agreement, and data subscription required. Device trade-in required. Restrictions apply. Trademarks and names are property of their respective owners. Visit cellcom.com/save for complete details.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin here at Joanne Stadium. Bottom of the seventh inning about to get underway as the 7th inning stretch just played. And doing for the Bullfrogs here in the inning will be Ben Hart, Zach Plunkett, and Richie Tecco. So it'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters here bottom of the 7th. The Bullfrogs clinging on to a 5-3 lead. They have 5 runs off of 6 hits. And the Lakeshore Chinooks have managed 3 runs off of 7. Last night, the Bullfrogs would be out-hit in the game, 9 hits to 4, but would come away with a 4-2 victory. Michael Bolke getting a win in the contest last night as he would pitch 7 strong innings for the Bullfrogs. Ben Hart, the second baseman, digs in and awaits the first pitch from Nick Campy. He deals him a fastball that runs in low, 1-0. Actually, new pitcher out on the mound for the Lakeshore Chinooks as Campy came in just to pitch 2/3 of an inning and get the Chinooks out of it. It's Byron Hood who stands in. Byron Hood, the right-handed pitcher, deals in another fastball, but that one runs low, a 2-0 count now. And that one comes in, a fastball that hits Ben Hart. Good Lord, that one's got to hurt. Not a great way to start your time out on the mound either if you're the right-handed pitcher and Byron Hood. Byron Hood comes set. Zach Plunkett, the catcher, now digs in. The righty deals one in. Fastball high and inside. Count moves to 1-0. Hood, the right-handed pitcher, will now have a meeting with his catcher, Nick Gatewood, who comes out to the mound to exchange some words with him. The Bullfrogs, coming into the game, have struggled recently. Of course, they've lost 6 of their last 7 games. They were on a 6-game losing streak coming into the contest last night against the Bullfrogs. Or I should say, the Bullfrogs were coming into the contest last night against Lakeshore. We're on a 6-game losing streak. 1-0 pitch, swung on, popped up, foul, right side, but it's going to be out of play and into the stands. 1-1. And so the Bullfrogs grab a much-needed win last night. And it was getting to the point where the Frogs were just losing in heartbreaking fashion. With tying runs on base, tying runs at the plate. They were in the game for the past 5 games, and finally, last night they break away with a W. 1-1 pitch. Comes across the plate. It's swung on and fouled away. Right side. Back into the backstop. And it is a 1-2 count now. Of course, Byron Hood out on the bump for the Lakeshore Chinooks. He has had his struggles in 3 appearances, has pitched just a third, or rather an inning and a third. Has allowed 6 runs, has walked 7, has yet to strike out a batter. Deals in a 2-1 fastball, or 1-2 fastball rather. That runs wide, and it moves the count even 2-2. So Hood, a guy that's trying to really get into things here for the Chinooks, has struggled in his past appearances out of Nebraska. 2-2 pitch, swung on, grounded to second. Toss up to shorts in time, throw to first in time. A 4-6-3 double play for the Lakeshore Chinooks. Puts 2 outs on the board. It's not the prettiest of double plays that we've seen this season, but it got the job done. Matt Birch, that time, struggled with the ground ball again. Of course, remember, back to that 3rd inning, he would try to turn a double play ball, but would get the error because he couldn't field it. The run would come across for the Bullfrogs. However, that time, he bobbles with the ball in his hand. It kind of bounces around. He picked it up, shuffled past it over to Dunn. It was in time and got the double play, but it wasn't the prettiest, to say the least. 2 outs on the board now. Richie Tecco digs in. Launches a fastball run by high for a ball. And then the 1-0 runs high, also a 2-0 count now. Back in 2016, Hood would work out of the bullpen and had a 1-0 record in 7 appearances. Had an 8 ERA for Nebraska. Breaking ball comes across, finds the outside portion, 2-1. Managed 9 strikeouts and 9 innings pitched, and held opposing batters to just 133. Not a bad first year for the Cornhuskers, as another breaking ball comes across, and it moves the count even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs on the board. Tecco awaits. Hood sends in the 2-2. Swung on, a blooper into right field. Tracking forward is the right fielder, but the second baseman, Matt Birch, is the one who gets underneath of it, and that retires the side. the Bullfrogs go down without scoring a run here in the bottom of the 7th. The Lakeshore Chinooks will move into the 8th inning, supporting some momentum. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Combine the flavors of Italy with the heart of the Irish, add some Chicago flair, and you've got Gallagher's Pizza. For the best Chicago-style pizza north of the Illinois border, Gallagher's Pizza is your destination. Call now for delivery or pickup in Green Bay and De Pere. Gallagher's Pizza, home of the best lunch buffet in town.
We all want to be self-sufficient, whether it's fixing projects at home, whether it's changing the oil on the car, or maybe even keeping your checkbook balanced. But when it comes to income taxes, trust me, you don't want to do it yourself. You don't want to do it with someone that just does it 3 months a year as a little sideline job. You need to work with a proactive 24/7 CPA firm that can actually get you results and keep more money in your pocket. Pick up the phone today, 715-735-0583.
Toll-free reservations, contact 800-634-34.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin. Here at Joe Annie Stadium, top of the 8th inning, about to get underway, where the Bullfrogs are holding on to a 5-3 lead. Nick Parr, the right-handed pitcher out of Oakland, out on the bump for the Bullfrogs here to try to close out this game. The Bullfrogs 2 innings away from grabbing this sweep against the Lakeshore Chinooks. Have swept just 2 teams this season, but have been swept by a many. Last night, the Bullfrogs managed a 4-2 win over the Lakeshore Chinooks. We are here in the top of the 8th, where the Bullfrogs lead 5-3.
Hitting for the Chinooks, number 1, Matthew Micah.
Nick Parr still out on the bump, and Matthew Micah comes in as a pitch hitter, swings at the first pitch he sees and fouls it away. Goes down the count 0-1. Micah last night for this Lakeshore Chinooks team would have a good day, went 1 for 4 at the run scored. Micah will be playing in the 2017 Northwoods League All-Star game out in Wausau as well, one of 4 All-Stars for the Chinooks this season. Watches the 0-1 go by for a ball. It was a fastball wide, a 1-1 count. The delivery swung on, a belting foul ball right side out of the park here. He goes down the count 0-2. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, and it runs high. Evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Nick Parr comes set. Rocks back, sends in the 2-2. Swung on. Line drive deep into left. Tracking back is Johnson. Diving. He can't make the play. It bounces all the way back to the wall. And Matthew Micah rounding second. He's going to try to go for 3. No, he's not. He's going to be held up. It's a lead-off double to start off this 8th inning. And the tying run comes to the plate for the Lakeshore Chinooks now. And TJ Ragusi. So Jack Dunn Matthew Micah gets the job done with the pinch hit. Gets the double to lead off the inning here in the 8th, and Ragusi digs in. Ragusi on the day 0 for 2, got on base due to the error his last time up. Nick Parr checks the runner at second. Deals in the fastball. Swung on. It's a blooper into left. That's going to drop fair. Matthew Micah rounding. No, he's not. They're going to... Oh, wow. Thought about sending him home there. However, elect not to. It was a blooper into left field. Shortstop Richie Tecco couldn't get a glove on it. It dropped fair. And it wasn't the prettiest of hits we've seen today, but it's the first hit for TJ Ragusi. A blooper into left field puts runners on the corners with nobody on. Or that makes no sense. 2 runners on the corners with nobody out. Connor Kimple, the 9-hole hitter, now digs in. He's 0 for 3 on the day. First pitch to him. Fastball runs low. A 1-0 count. Zach Plunkett, the catcher, will jog out to the mound, whisper a word to his pitcher real quick, and run back. Nick Parr seemed to like what he said when he turned around, nods his head, and bats his glove a couple of times. Nick Parr comes set. The 1-0. Fastball. That one's in there. 1-1 count here. No outs on the board. Kimple 0-3 today with 3 strikeouts. Trying to avoid the golden sombrero here. Runners take their leads at first and third. The 1-1 from Parr. Another fastball. That one's low, however. Moves the count to 2-1. Two-one delivery. Runs wide. And the count moves to 3-1 now. No outs on the board. Parr comes set, deals in the 3-1. Another fastball, it's in the dirt. Parr struggling to find the zone here in the top of the 8th inning, and the base is loaded. It's a double, a single, and now a walk. Pitcher will start to warm up in the pen for the Bullfrogs. And digging in for the Lakeshore Chinooks is Matt Birch. Birch, the switch hitter, stands in on the day 0 for 3. Didn't manage a walk back in the 5th. Watches a fastball run wide. A 1-0 count here. Parr, the righty out of Oakland University, trying to get his Bullfrogs out of this jam. Bases loaded, no outs on the board. It'll be a tough one. Deals in the 1-0, finds the outside corner. An 88-mile-per-hour dart. Evens the count 1-1. Gets an applause from the crowd here. And they're trying to rally behind him. 1-1 pitch. Another fastball. Swung on, a blooper into center. Running forward is Alonzo Jones. But he can't make the play. It drops fair. Run's going to come across to score. Throw to third. Not in time. And it's an RBI single for Matt Birch. The Lakeshore Chinooks edge that much closer. They now trail by 1 run, 5-4 in favor of the Bullfrogs. Top of the 8th inning, the bases are loaded and nobody on. Alonzo Jones nearly made the best defensive play of the season. Diving in, he got the ball in his glove, but it squeezed out. It was so close that nearly all of the Chinooks players were held up between the base paths. They were starting to go back to tag up. However, then they realized the ball was sitting on the outfield grass, and so everyone only advances 1 bag. Joe Duncan, the center fielder, will now dig in. First pitch to him, fastball inside, 0-1. A tough spot here for the Frogs. Outside infielders playing off of the grass. 0-1 pitch, found away left side. Duncan falls behind, 0-2 here. The right-handed pitcher warming up in the pen for the Bullfrogs. There's a righty warming up in the pen for the Chinooks. 0-2. Swing and a miss. There's a strikeout for Nick Parr. Much needed, and the crowd lets him hear it. They're behind him. They want to see a Bullfrogs win here. one retired. It's going to be tough, though, as the next two batters up are some of the best for the Chinooks. It's Nick Gatewood who digs in. The catcher on the day is 3 for 4. Got a base hit his last time up. Watches a fastball find the outside corner. 0-1. The all-star catcher stands in the 0-1 pitch to him. Fastball, swing and a miss. Nick Parr with a little momentum now. A little swagger in his step. After striking out Joe Duncan, ahead on Nick Gatewood, 0-2. The catcher waves his bat around. The lefty awaits. The 0-2. Swing. And did he go around? No, he didn't. I thought that the bat ahead came around. I even said he swung the bat. It doesn't come around, however. And it's a 1-2 count. Nick Parr nods the head, rocks back, and sends it in. Swung on, broken bat, fly ball deep into center. Tracking back is Jones at the wall. It's gone. A grand slam off of a broken bat from Nick Gatewood. Are you kidding me? A grand salami for the all-star catcher. And the Lakeshore Chinooks take a 8-5 lead here in the top of the 8th inning. I don't believe it. Nick Gatewood absolutely sends a blast over the left center field wall and silences the stadium here in Joe Annie's. Nick Parr day comes to a close as 5 runs come across here in the top of the 8th inning. We're going to step aside for the pitching change. The Bullfrogs now trail the Lakeshore Chinooks 8-5. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Individual student athlete or team wins a high school state championship, it's an amazing thing. It's also just the icing on the cake. That's because young people in Wisconsin who participate in education-based athletics are already winners. Studies show that win or lose, participation helps to impart skills they can use to enjoy greater success in other areas of their lives. School sports teach the benefits of teamwork, the value of self-motivation, and the importance of accountability. They also help to foster stronger work habits and higher levels of self-esteem. In other words, the true value of school sports can't be measured in terms of wins or losses. If an individual or team goes to state, it's an incredible accomplishment. But regardless of the outcome, today's student athletes are already destined to go far. School sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium here, top of the 8th inning. And the train coming off the tracks here as the Bullfrogs trail 8-5. 7 runs here in the past 2 innings for the Lakeshore Chinooks, and they aren't done. Just 1 out on the board. This inning highlighted by a grand slam from Nick Gatewood. Came off of a broken bat. Looked like it was going to be a fly out for a moment just because you saw the splinters going everywhere. And then you look up, and the ball just kept going, and next thing you knew, it was over the festival food sign. And the Chinooks had a 3-run lead. Ryland Thomas digs in. He got a home run back in the 7th. Watches a fastball run high as the new pitcher for the Green Bay Bullfrogs is out there, Luke Van Lanen. A 1-0 count. Van Lanen has appeared in just a few games for the Frogs this season. Deals in the 1-0. That one runs high. A 2-0 count now. The late inning reliever on the year for the Bullfrogs has played in just 2 games and has pitched just 2/3 of an inning. Has allowed 3 earned runs in those 2/3 of an inning. As the 2-0 pitch is swung on, fly ball deep into right. Foul over into the bullpen. Count moves to 2-1. Has an 0-1 record. For a 40.50 ERA, of course, that number not really there. Not really a good example of how he's pitched this season. But nonetheless, the 2-1 pitch runs inside. In fact, so inside that it clips off Ryland Thomas. And it's a hit by pitch to lead off the time on the bump for the righty out of Valparaiso. That'll bring up Owen Miller, the designated hitter. Owen Miller on the day, 2 for 4. First pitch then Owen Miller sees, finds the zone, and 0-1 count. Van Lanen takes a glance over at the runner in first, and Thomas comes set and deals in the 0-1. Fastball, ground ball to third. Leckie has it, throw to second, in time. Throw to first, not in there. So a fielder's choice for Owen Miller. A solid play by the third baseman Leckie to get the leadoff runner at second. 2 down, and that will bring up Jacob Richardson, the third baseman. Richardson on the day, 1 for 4. The Lakeshore Chinooks now with 10 hits in the game. Of course, have scored 7 runs over the past 2 frames. First pitch into Richardson, swung on, a blooper in the right, make that 11 hits on the game. Runners at first and second now as Richardson swings at the first pitch he sees and hits a liner into right field. With runners on first and second, Matthew Micah will dig back in. For the second time this inning, he digs in. Led off the inning with a double. Watches a fastball run way inside. Has to dodge away from it, in fact. And it's a 1-0 count now. Micah, the all-star for this Chinooks team, awaits. 1-0 to him. Fastball swung on, chopper to third. Leckie has it. The throw to first is way off target. But Alex Pinner manages to get the glove on it to essentially save a run. Dan Leckie over there at third base in a bad circumstance there. It's a ground ball to him. Was going to tag the runner that was running to third. He got past him. Then was going to throw to second. Then it was too late. And then when he finally threw to first, it was too late as well. So an infield single for the pinch hitter in Matthew Micah. And TJ Ragusi now stands in. The left-handed hitter on the day is 1 for 3. Would get a base hit earlier in the game. 1-0 pitch to him. Fastball swung on and missed. Goes down in the count, or rather evens the count up, I should say, 1-1. The righty comes set, takes a breath, sends in the 1-1. 90 mile per hour fastball from Van Lanen moves the count to 2-1. The 2-1 pitch swung on, grounded back to Van Lanen, and the underhand toss to first beats out the runner. So the Frogs leave some runners stranded here in the top of the 8th inning. But it's a grand slam from Nick Gatewood that gives the Lakeshore Chinooks an 8-5 lead. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned Frogs trail 8-5.
The perfect game for your appetite? Look no further than Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium meats and veggies, then topped with over half a pound of 100% fresh, real mozzarella cheese made right here in Wisconsin. Every Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza is a home run. Made with the hungry in mind, Brew Pub pizzas are big, bold, and belong in the big leagues of the frozen pizza industry. Enjoy a delicious piece of Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza right now from the concession stand, or pick one up at your local favorite grocery store. Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
At 24/7 Well and Pump Service, we mean just that. Water will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407, and a licensed professional will come out to your site, whether it is a water system installation, repair, well inspection, or install underground water lines. They'll be there. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407. We're in the O'Connell Falls area Yellow Pages. 24/7 Well and Pump Service, Fireside Road, O'Connell Falls.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin here at Joanne Stadium. Bottom of the 8th about to get underway, and the Frogs have some work to do as the Bullfrogs are down 8-5. Coming into the 8th inning, the Bullfrogs had a 5-3 lead, but a 5-run at top of the 8th inning squanders that. It's highlighted by a Nick Gatewood grand slam that notably was off of a broken bat. Good news for the Bullfrogs fans, we're at the top of the lineup, so it'll be the meat of the lineup to try to get some runs across here for the Bullfrogs. Alonzo Jones, the center fielder, will lead things off, followed by Tanner Poole and Mikey Falia. New pitcher out on the mound for the Lakeshore Chinooks is Joe Heineman. Right-handed pitcher comes in, deals in a fastball that's swung on and fouled away. 0-1, Jones falls in the count. Jones on the day, 1 for 4 with a run scored and a stolen base. His lone hit is a double. 0-1 pitch, swung on and fouled away. 0-2. All of those statistics coming back in the 3rd inning when he would come around to score and tie the game up at the time. 0-2 pitch. That one runs low and away. A 1-2 count now. Bullfrogs coming into the game 1-4 on the season. 1-1. Runs inside for a ball. That is the second half of the season, as it's actually a 2-2 count as the scoreboard's a bit behind. They're tied for 4 other teams that are 1-4. The 2-2. Swung on, popped up foul right side over towards the concession stand. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. I mentioned a couple times, of course, they were on that losing streak of heartbreaking games. They come away with the victory last night, and coming into the 8th inning, they were squaring down looking at another one. Down by 3 now. Jones fouls that one away to stay alive. He'll step away from the batter's box and recollect himself and stand back in. The switch hitter batting lefty here against the righty, Joe Heineman. Heineman sends in the 2-2. Swung on, grounded right side, straight to the first baseman. It's a foot race to the bag, and Ryland Thomas beats out Alonzo Jones by about 4 steps, 1 down. That will bring up Tanner Poole, the right fielder. Tanner Poole on the day has been walked 4 times. Quite impressive. I looked up online between some innings to see if there's any sort of name for it. First pitch into him. Fastball right across. 0-1. However, there's no name for getting walked 4 times, but it is on the list of 17 things more impressive than a no-hitter. 0-1 pitch. That one finds the zone, 0-2. But that's if you get 5 walks. So if Tanner Poole can manage one here, According to the statistics, it would be better than a no-hitter. 0-2. Swing and a miss. It's going to be a strikeout instead for Tanner Poole as they complete the play over at first by stepping on the bag. 2 down here now in the bottom of the 8th inning, and Mikey Falia will dig in. The designated hitter on the day is 1 for 3 with a walk. First pitch into Falia. A breaking ball that runs inside, a 1-0 count now. Heineman out on the bump for the Chinooks this season, has appeared in 11 games with a 3.66 ERA. Deals in the 1-0, that's inside. A 2-0 count now to Mikey Falia. Falia on the day has been walked as well and came around to score back in that 2-run 5th inning. 2-0 pitch to him. Swung on, a blooper, foul territory right side. First baseman tracking over but can't make the grab as he stumbles upon some uneven ground over there in the bullpen and loses his footing a bit, unable to make the grab. That bullpen's not there. He's likely going to make that squeeze. And what was a bit of a rowdy crowd, despite the fact that the numbers were low, has now turned dead quiet after the 5-run top of the 8th. Heineman steps off the mound and Falia steps out, readjusts, and stands back in. Two-one pitch. Swung on, grounded left side. Slow grounded to the shortstop, and it takes a funky bounce off of the infield grass, and he can't handle it. An infield single courtesy of the infield grass for Mikey Falia will bring up Troy Johnston. Troy Johnston, the left-handed hitter out of Gonzaga University, has had a great day. 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. As Falia grabs his second hit of the game. Falia takes a lead over at first, and Johnston stands in. Heineman deals to him. A fastball inside, 0-1. Heineman comes set. Deals in the 0-1. Swing and a miss. A nice breaking ball that fools Johnson there. And he goes down in the count, 0-2 here. And a Joe Annie Stadium that has gone absolutely silent. Heineman deals in the 0-2. Swung on, a fly ball deep into right. That's going back. That's at the Liney's deck, and the play is made by the right fielder, Connor Kimple, right off of the boards of the Liney's deck. I mean, we are talking 3 more pull-ups, and that ball's out of here. Connor Kimple against the Liney's deck, makes the grab, and leaves a runner stranded. The Bullfrogs that close to getting back into this game. On to the 9th inning we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Teams and combinations are brought to you by American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. For toll-free reservations, contact 800-634-3444. American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Attention pizza lovers, have you tried a Brewpub pizza? Designed to be the best of the best pub pizzas ever made, every Brewpub Lots of Matza pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies and topped with over a half-pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas are made right here in Wisconsin. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas are available at your local grocer and tavern. Check Brewpub Pizzas out at facebook.com/BrewpubPizza and get more details at brewpubpizza.com. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas, official frozen pizza of the Green Bay Bullfrogs.
We all want to be self-sufficient, whether it's fixing projects at home, whether it's changing the oil on the car, or maybe even keeping your checkbook balanced. But when it comes to income taxes, trust me, you don't want to do it yourself. You don't want to do it with someone that just does it 3 months a year as a little sideline job. You need to work with a proactive 24/7 CPA firm that can actually get your results and keep more money in your pocket. Pick up the phone today, 715-735-0583.
Hello and welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium. Top of the 9th inning, Connor Kimple digs in for the Lakeshore Chinooks. Kimple on the day has 3 strikeouts and a walk. And he watches a fastball run way inside, 1-0. It's still Luke Van Lanen to close out the game here in the top of the 9th for the Bullfrogs. Bannon, the right-handed pitcher out of Valparaiso, kicks the leg and sends in the 1-0. A fastball high and wide, 2-0. Van Lanen has some impressive speed to him. It's 87-mile-per-hour fastball, 90-mile-per-hour fastball. Struggling to paint the zone, however. Down in the count here to Connor Kimple, 2-0. Kimple has either struck out or gotten walk in this one. I don't know if he's made contact. 2-0 pitch to him. Fastball. That one finds the inside corner. 2-1. Van Lanen throwing darts here. That one reaching 89. The 2-1 pitch. Way inside. Good Lord. Look out, Kimple. He dodges away from that one. As Van Lanen struggling to find the zone here. That fastball hits you, it's not going to feel good. I mean, that thing is moving. Right-handed pitcher Luke Van Lanen comes back set. Rocks away, sends in the 3-1. Swing and a miss. Full count. I think originally the home plate umpire there called that a ball. The bat head definitely came around. They appealed to first. He said that he went around because Plunkett was not having anything of that. So a full count now after the swing. No outs on the board. The payoff pitch to Kimple. Swing and a miss. Strikes out for the 4th time tonight. And he gets the infamous golden sombrero. That will bring up Matt Birch, the second baseman. Matt Birch on the day. 1 for 4. Got a base hit in that second inning. Or rather, eighth inning, I should say. Came around to score. Swings at the first pitch he sees and misses. 0-1. Birch steps out and stands back in. He was the leadoff batter today for the Chinooks. 0-1 to him. Fastball. That one runs low. Appealed down over to the third base umpire. He says he didn't go around. As Birch, the left-handed hitter. Bullfrogs trailing the Chinooks here 8-5. Chinooks with 11 hits on the day to the Bullfrogs 6. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Van Lanen throwing some cheese out there for the Bullfrogs. Matt Birch steps out and stands back in. 1-2 to him. Nice breaking ball. What a pitch from Van Lanen. Grabs a strikeout. Van Lanen's second strikeout in a row, and fans start to make a little bit of noise here. Van Lanen there throwing in 90-mile-per-hour fastball, and then he hits in a breaking ball that had some dirty spin on it. Another breaking ball, but that one runs inside. 1-0. I mean, these balls are dipping. Van Lanen sends in the 1-0. Another curveball, but that one missed low and away. A 2-0 count now. Lanen comes set, rocks back, sends in the 1-0. Or 2-0, I should say. And it's low. A 3-0 count now. No out or 2 outs on the board. Nobody on. In front of a crowd of about 60 or so of those that have stuck around for this one. As we just reached the 10 o'clock hour here in Green Bay. 3-0 pitch. Breaking ball, that's right across the plate. A 3-1 count now. And Nick Gatewood stands on deck. You don't want him to come up. That guy's a triple away from the cycle. 3-1 pitch, swung on, a fly ball deep into left. Tracking back is Johnston at the wall. Looks up, and the ball is gone. A solo shot for Joe Duncan. Landon had thrown him some good pitches. You almost have to worry about Nick Gatewood coming up for that. But Duncan does it. Launches one over the left field wall. The 3rd home run of the day for the Lakeshore Chinooks. It's a 2-run shot in the 7th inning by Ryland Thomas. A grand slam by Nick Gatewood in this last inning. And a solo shot by Joe Duncan here in the 9th. Nick Gatewood digs in. Left-handed hitter out of Georgia State, having himself a baseball game. He's 4 for 5 with 4 RBIs and a grand slam and a double. 1-0 pitch. That one finds the zone. Moves the count to 1-1. Of course, a triple away from the cycle here. The Lakeshore Chinooks recently made some national headlines due to, of course, Owen Miller managing 2 cycles in 3 days. If Nick Gatewood can manage one here, the team would have 3 in 6 days, I think. 2-1. That one runs low in the zone, and it moves the count to deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out. Gatewood stands in. Van Lanen rocks back, sends in the 2-2. Swung on, popped up. Left center field. Left fielder Troy Johnston has the read on it and has the 3rd out in his glove. The Bullfrogs allow a run to come across in the top of the 9th. It's the solo shots, and on to the bottom of the 9th inning we go. The Bullfrogs trail by 4. Put on your rally caps. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
We've heard it time and time again. You want local loan decisions and servicing, faster turnaround, and answers to your questions handled right here in Oconto. At the Stevenson National Bank and Trust, we've got all of those bases covered, from local loan decisions and on-time closings to great rates and fair terms. Visit me, Bob Schwartz, at the Stevenson National Bank and Trust. I've helped many people, and now I'd like to help you with your next loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
If you don't know everything about insurance, you'll profit from the knowledge and experience at the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls. You'll benefit from their thorough analysis of the insurance that you really need. They'll recommend the companies and policies that are the best for you. At the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, they specialize in complete coverage of all your insurance needs. Call the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Bay, Wisconsin. It will still be Heineman out on the mound for the Lakeshore Chinooks here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Due up for the Frogs in this inning will be Dan Leckie, Alex Pinner, Ben Hart, and Zach Plunkett. They're going to need 4 runs to bounce back and rally off against this Lakeshore Chinooks team. They had themselves a 5-1 lead in this game. But now 8 unanswered runs by the Lakeshore Chinooks gives them a 9-5 lead. Unfortunately, that has been the storyline of this Frogs team here over the past couple of weeks. They've been in the games, though, which you couldn't say about this Bullfrogs team about a month ago, where they would lose games by double digits. Here recently, though, the Frogs have been in every single game However, they have struggled towards the end of it. We'll see if they can put on a rally here as Dan Leckie, the third baseman, digs in. First pitch he sees, a fastball across Broadway, 0-1. Dan Leckie on the day is 0 for 4. Managed an RBI in the fifth, however. The 0-1 to him. Breaking ball finds the zone. He goes down the count 0-2. He's got the hat trick on the day, 3 strikeouts. He's trying to avoid the sombrero. 0-2. Swung on. Fly ball, foul territory left side. Stays alive. Heineman on the day has pinched just this last inning where he struck out 1. In 20 pitches, or 21 pitches now, he has thrown just 5 balls. Throws one there, however, and it's a 1-2 count. 1-2 delivery. Fastball. Swung on, and he missed it, but it got away from the catcher. And so he gets over to first base. That'll work. It'll be a strikeout. It'll be a golden sombrero for him. But I'm not convinced that he didn't do that on purpose. I mean, that ball was way out of the zone. He swung at it and started taking off for first. That might have been on purpose. He gets on base. It's not pretty, but it works. Alex Penner now digs in. Switch hitter. Swings at that one. It's a blooper into left side where the third baseman's there to grab it. A slicing pop-up into the third baseman's glove, Jacob Richardson. It's 1 down. So that'll bring up Ben Hart, the second baseman. Bullfrogs with a runner on first. Ben Hart launches one to go across, right across the plate. And goes down in the count 0-1. Runner takes a lead at first. 0-1 pitch. 76-mile-per-hour breaking ball. That had some curl on it. Ran inside. A 1-1 count here with an out on the board. Bottom of the ninth inning, Bullfrogs trail by 4, 9-5. A 1-1 to Hart. Swing and a miss. A nice breaking ball from Heineman there. And Ben Hart goes down the count 1-2. Hart's out of Oakland University. This past season for the Golden Grizzlies would bat 200. A 1-2 pitch. Finds the inside corner, strike 3. Two outs on the board now. Bullfrogs down to their last out. And Zach Plunkett will dig in. Zach Plunkett out of the University of Arkansas. So far on the day is 0 for 4. 2 strikeouts and hit into a double play his last time up. Plunkett, the right-handed hitter, stands in. Heineman kicks the leg, sends it in. A breaking ball right across the zone, 0-1. Plunkett, the recent transfer out of TCU, stands in, and Heineman deals to him. Looking to get the win here. 0-1 pitch, breaking ball runs inside, 1-1. Or rather, it would be Myron Hood that would get the win. He pitched 1 inning, that 7th inning. The 1-1 pitch comes right across, 1-2. Frogs down to their last strike now. Standing on deck would be Tecco. And if the next 2 runners can get on, Alonzo Jones would come up.
Let's go, Frogs. Let's go, Frogs.
A 1-2 count with 2 outs on the board. The 1-2 delivery, swing and a miss, strike 3. That will end the game. Bullfrogs leave one stranded, and they drop game 2 of the 2-game series against the Lakeshore Chinooks 9-5. Losing pitcher on the night for the Bullfrogs is Nick Parr, and the winning pitcher for the Lakeshore Chinooks, Byron Hood. Hood would pitch 1 inning and get the win for the Lakeshore Chinooks. And Nick Parr would allow the grand slam in the 8th inning. That coming off the bat of Nick Gatewood, likely will be the hitter of the night in the Northwoods League, I'd say. 4 for 5 with a grand slam and a double. You kidding me? He had a great night. Nonetheless, the Bullfrogs dropped to 1-5 on the second half of the season. And the Bullfrogs will travel, or rather stay at home here to face off against the Madison Mallards tomorrow for a 2-game home series against the Ducks. For those of you tuned in on the Northwoods League web stream, sorry for the technical difficulties we have had today. It should be better tomorrow. And as always, it's a pleasure calling Green Bay Bullfrog baseball. It's been Nolan Knight. For those of you on the WOCO Sports Stream, stay tuned for the postgame show. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Who do I perform for? I perform for all the awesome composers whose music deserves to be heard.
I perform for all the stagehands who make sure I never miss a cue.
I perform for our high school choir director who taught me to breathe from the diaphragm and sing from the heart.
Speech, debate, theater, music. The performing arts teach valuable life lessons that typically aren't taught in the classroom. They help high school students learn leadership skills that prepare them to enjoy more satisfying, productive lives.
I perform for Mrs. Evans, my high school debate coach, who has helped me become more confident than I ever dreamed possible.
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the high school in your community.
Hey, I've got a question for you. Who will you perform for?
Hello and welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. My name is Nolan Knight. The Bullfrogs fall to the Lakeshore Chinooks 9-5. The Chinooks would score 8 unanswered runs, largely coming off the bat of Nick Gatewood, who would hit the grand slam in the 8th inning. A solo shot in the 9th put the Frogs away, and they drop their 5th game of the second half of the season as they have lost 7 of their last 8. And another game that the Bullfrogs were in and to the very end. We'll tell you the scores around the league, and then we'll take a look at the in-depth box score. Of course, the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors game, the Kenosha Kingfish game tonight was postponed until late July. The Wisconsin Woodchucks beat the Battle Creek Bombers 12-4, ending their 5-game losing streak. The Rochester Hawkers beat the Waterloo Bucks 12-4. The Duluth Huskies are in a close one with the Eau Claire Express. Bottom of the 9th inning, Huskies lead 12-11. The Kalamazoo Growlers lose to the Rockford Rivets 4-5, so there are no longer any undefeated teams in either the North or South Division. The Madison Mallards beat the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders 3-2. They split that series, and the Mallards improved to 2-4 on the season. Of course, the Mallards will be here in Green Bay tomorrow. The Thunder Bay Border Cats, they are trailing the Wilmer Stingers 1-5 in the top of the 5th inning, down to their last out. The Mankato Moondogs are tied up with the La Crosse Loggers 8-8 in the bottom of the 10th inning. That game an extra inning. In the top of the 8th inning, the St. Cloud Rocks have a 13-4 lead over the Bismarck Larks. And the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters drop a game to the Kenosha Kingfish, or rather, excuse me, I just told you that it was postponed. I'm not sure where that came from. Nonetheless, let's take a look at the in-depth box score presented by the Knight family. The Lakeshore Chinooks beat the Green Bay Bullfrogs 9-5. The Chinooks improved to 21-20 on the season, and the Bullfrogs dropped to 13-28 on the season. Your winning pitcher on the night, Byron Hood. Your losing pitcher, Nick Parr. Notable stat lines for the Lakeshore Chinooks: Nick Gatewood, 2 for 5 with 2 runs and 4 RBIs, which included a double and a grand slam. Ryanland Thomas went 1 for 4 with a home run, and Joe Duncan went 2 for 6 with a home run. And your box score for the Green Bay Bullfrogs: Alonzo Jones 1 for 5 with 2 runs scored. Tanner Poole 0 for 1 with 2 runs scored and 4 walks. That's impressive. Mikey Falia went 3 for 5 with a run and 2 RBIs. Troy Johnston, he went 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Dan Leckie went 0 for 5 with an RBI and 4 strikeouts. Alex Pinner went 1 for 3 with 2 walks. Ben Hart went 0 for 4. Zach Plunkett went 0 for 5. And Richie Tecco went 1 for 3 with a walk. Jonathan Pendergast got the start tonight for the Bullfrogs. He would go 6 2/3 innings, allow 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts. Not a bad start at all for the right-handed pitcher out of Pepperdine. However, his Bullfrog defense, or not defense, but his bullpen would not bail him out. Nick Parr would come in and pitch 2/3 of an inning. He allowed 5 hits, 5 runs, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Luke Van Lanen would end out the game pitching an inning in the 3rd. He allowed 1 earned run off of 2 hits, and he struck out 2. The Lakeshore Chinooks used 5 pitchers tonight. Zach Spears would get the start. He allowed 3 earned runs and 5 hits, striking out 5 and 4 in the 3rd inning. Mexican came in to pitch an inning. He allowed 2 earned runs off of 1 hit. Campy would pitch 2/3 of an inning, allowing just 1 hit and striking out 2. And Byron Hood got the win. He pitched an inning. And Heineman closed things out. He pitched the 8th and the 9th for the Lakeshore Chinooks, and he had 1 hit and threw 4 strikeouts. Your Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine player of the game is either going to be Jonathan Pendergast, who pitched 6 2/3 of an inning, allowed 3 earned runs through 8 strikeouts and 3 walks, or Mikey Falia, who went 3 for 5 with a run and 2 RBIs. Going to have to give it to Jonathan Pendergast. Of course, this will likely be his last game in a Bullfrogs uniform, and he pitched a good inning. A good game. His Bullfrogs would have a 5-1 lead when he was pulled out of the game. However, the bullpen did not help him out. That will do it here in Green Bay. Your final score one last time: Green Bay Bullfrogs 5, Lakeshore Chinooks 9. You've been listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned until next time. We'll be back here tomorrow at the same time. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream. It's been Nolan Knight, and as always, it's a pleasure calling Green Bay Bullfrogs baseball. Thanks to Larry back in the studio for sticking around with me tonight despite the loss. We'll catch you tomorrow where the Bullfrogs will look to get on the right side of the win column. Stay tuned till then. Have a good one. Peace.
That has been Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on WOCO Stereo FM. Today's game being brought to you by 24/7 Well and Pump, Islandfeld, Scatcherd, and Anderson, the NAW Credit Union, O'Connell Pharmacy, the O'Connell Falls Insurance, Stevenson National Bank and Trust, and What's Piggly Wiggly. Also by America Inn, Brew Pub Pizza, Cellcom, Tri-City Glass, and Triangle Distributing. Stay tuned for more Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on 107.1 WOCO Stereo FM. Have a great day.